Alright, how are you doing today, Sky Korean? Welcome back! Welcome back to Black Beacon, Chapter 6! Finally, we're nearly at the end of this patch, okay? Chapter 6 is the last chapter for this patch, pretty much. I don't know when Chapter 7 is going to release, but for now, this is all we have, this is all we get, and this is all we're gonna play. And without further ado, let's just get right into it! Grandeur River. Around 4,500 before the world calendar. Oh, we went back in time again. That was a distant era. Back then, the mountains and rivers were young. Unnamed living beings thrived without language, writing, or established doctrine. The river flowed ceaselessly, nurturing the first people who proposed or prospered and multiplied. The first sparks were lit, pottery and fishing nets were crafted, and rice was cultivated in fields cleared by stone tools. An ancient civilization, later known as Tian, quietly took root. A young man with black hair squats by the bank, picking up a piece of sun-dried turtle shell from the sandy ground. Not far, among the aquatic plants, a little turtle cautiously extends its head, observing the young man on the shore. Beneath the clear water, smooth pebbles are faintly veiled in green, resembling moss, but subtly different. The youth offers a gentle greeting to the little turtle.
Hey there, little one.
The tiny turtle remains unmoved as a distant voice echoes from afar. The young man does not react.
Chieftain.
The youth remains undisturbed, seemingly oblivious to the call. Startled by the sudden shout, the little turtle swiftly retreats into the water, leaving a trail of ripples behind. The young man turns his head as in response.
Oh, it's you, Sanglo. You startled the little one.
What little one?
Yixia points towards the surface, where a stream of tiny bubbles dance on the water. Xiang Liu does not ask further about what Yixia is indicating, simply shaking his head with a sigh.
You're not a kid anymore. You're a chieftain, and yet you're here lounging around? You can't just run off and hang out here for fun, you know.
I'm just taking a nap. Cut me some slack, Brother Sanglo.
You haven't forgotten about the two clans we conquered and who've joined us, right? The chieftains are on the way with their people, so you should show up and greet them. Also, messengers from 3 upstream clans have arrived. One wants to join us, another seeks peace, and the third is talking about wiping us out. You've got to figure out how to respond to them.
Well, the last one is a bit tricky, and I'll handle it personally. As for the others, just help me out with them, Brother Sanglo.
Yixia stands up.
Those willing to join our clan will accept them, and those seeking peace will treat with respect. As for the ones drawing their weapons...
He passed the turtle shell to Xiang Luo.
We'll reply with a letter, a declaration of war.
Xiang Luo pauses for a moment, then contemplatively fiddles with the turtle shell, asking,
But they don't even have writing yet. Wouldn't it be better to send a messenger with a verbal message?
Yixia smiles as he strolls along the river's upstream.
That's why we must write them a letter. Since they don't know how to write, we'll have the messenger read it to them. The characters you invented are our most powerful weapon, and it's just a shame few understand that.
Xiang Luo catches up with Yixia, walking beside him.
Even if you say so, I don't quite understand why words can be more powerful than spears and arrows. We're standing firm because we have a mighty chieftain.
Even if you're clueless, our future kin will get it.
Well, what you've been doing always leaves us scratching our heads. But seriously, all things seem to work out fine in the end. Sure, I'll record your words as always. Maybe our future kin will grasp your wisdom better than I do.
Stop thinking of me as some sage. I just have some insights, and that's all. By the way, I understand you record the formal conversations between clans.
That's where you missed the point. To you, it's chit-chat, but down the line, it becomes history.
History? So another new term?
This world is full of unnamed things. We simply don't have enough words for them. Before you became the chieftain, I could sum up all I saw in a few words. The things that fly, we call them birds. The things with sharp fangs, we call them beasts. The things with scales, we call them fish. And for ourselves, we call us human. But under your leadership, our clan flourished. Our domain expanded with more people, and we need new words, even if it's just for newborns. Birds in varied hues, beasts in diverse forms, and fish in all sizes demand a range of names.
Oh, really? I haven't noticed that. It's just those clans upstream keep challenging us. We defeated them one after another, moving upstream, and that's all.
Yishia stops looking upstream, where the river vanishes into the hanging clouds on the horizon.
Well, we've come a long way indeed. It's incredible how the river still looks as vast and endless as when we first set out. When will it start to narrow down? Where does it trickle into a tiny stream?
You're asking about the river's origin, right?
Yishia burst into laughter.
Well, there are too many questions I have in mind. How many people live along this grand river? How much land does it span? And what kind of lives do they lead? If they thrive, can we learn from them? And if they struggle, can we help them?
Xiang Luo also grins.
Well, looks like I've got a lot ahead of me on this road with you.
You don't say. Someday you'll see our clan throughout the whole... Wait, what was that term you invented?
World.
Yeah, the whole world. Since you invented characters, you've named so much. So why not give this river a name too? Invent some new terms, a unique title befitting this majestic river, so that future generations know it was the D-Clan who named it.
You do sound like a chieftain at times like these. But even so, just don't vanish without a word in the future.
All right, ease up. I'll make sure to leave a word before sneaking off next time.
Suddenly the young man's tone changed, shedding its previous gentleness.
And draft another decree for me, informing the entire D-Clan that we're marching to conquer the upstream clan that dared to challenge us. As usual, those willing to join me will march forth, and after victory, the conquered land will be theirs. As for those who decide to stay here, I won't force them to join the war.
Sure. To be honest, there's one thing that's been on my mind for a while. Whenever you issue an order, you've never considered what will happen if we lose the war.
Huh? Why do I have to consider that?
The young man's face still carries a hint of innocence, yet in both his words and gaze, there's a trace of boldness and ruthlessness typical of youth.
If a mountain blocks, we scale it. If a river blocks, we cross it. If a boulder blocks, we break it. If a thorn blocks, we burn it. If a beast blocks, we hunt it. If a clan blocks, we conquer it. To me, the path ahead is just that simple.
Bryce, too overconfident, man. Later, the historical records of Xi'an contained this account. While overlooking the river, Xiang Luo posed a question to the Emperor. What if our clan faces defeat? The Emperor chuckles in response. Why worry? If a mountain blocks, we scale it. If a river blocks, we cross it. If a boulder blocks, we break it. If a thorn blocks, we burn it. If a beast blocks, we hunt it. If a clan blocks, we conquer it. Such is how I conquer all challenges in the world. And so, this young clan continues their journey westward, following the river's meandering path towards the setting sun. The mountains grow taller, the river more tumultuous. In the deep canyons, exotic birds perch on unfamiliar trees. Eventually, a glint of white appears in the distant sky, a hue colder and clearer than the clouds.
Why is that mountain white? How interesting.
That's snow, chieftain.
Oh, like the cold stuff that only falls in winter. But it's summer now, right?
Higher places tend to be colder. Perhaps winter arrives early at such a high mountain.
Yixia comments with indifference.
Another unfamiliar sight.
This arduous journey has spanned thousands of miles. He has witnessed numerous mountains, rivers, birds, beasts, plants, and landscapes unseen by prior generations. Yet, he no longer expresses the same excitement and delight as he once did upon encountering new wonders. Birds migrate southward with the change in seasons. Rivers flow towards the sea. Somewhere, someday, his lengthy expedition will reach its conclusion. Where might that conclusion be? Xiang Luo's voice interrupts his thoughts.
That mountain is known as Snow Mountain by the clans who recently surrendered. They say there's an impasse beneath it. Those who ventured near the mountain never came back. The owner there doesn't seem too keen on uninvited guests. Well, it's pretty absurd that several clans have recently joined us with tens of thousands of people, but not a single one of them is willing to guide us through this mountain range. I wonder what kind of threat is daunting them. Speaking of which, chieftain, should we halt our advance and send our messengers?
No, not needed. Our opposition doesn't seem keen on talking it out. Sending messengers would just be a waste of time. We've journeyed over 2,000 miles already. All this vast land is under our control, and we have the advantage in numbers. Even the snowy mountains and the impasse won't stop us.
As the sun dips below the horizon, the path begins to incline steeply.
The snow mountain is glowing red. Looks like a fire lighting up the sky.
Fire attracts moths. Let's hope the moths drawn here aren't too troublesome.
Well, we're on our opponent's territory, Chieftain. We might just be the moths in their eyes.
You know, there's nothing wrong with moths being drawn to flames. To a moth, that flame could be the brightest light it's ever seen.
Suddenly, a clear whistle pierces through the twilight. Oh boy. Pierces through the twilight mist of the forest, interrupting their conversation. Perplexed, Yixia examines the arrow. Several dark figures emerge from a distant hillside, with the foremost figure notable tall in the dusk. Their gaze meet unexpectedly. In that moment, both of them hear a resonating sound emanating from the void. It is the clash between a sword and a blade for the first time. Millennia later, when Yixia stood alone at the foot of Mount Tianhui, he still heard that sound echoing in his ears. The blade had shattered while the sword remained intact, yet the echo of that ancient clash endured, resonating throughout the expansive land of Xi'an for over 5,000 years, perpetually audible. The blade had shattered while the sword remained intact, yet the echo of that ancient clash endured. What? It said the same thing twice. Yeah, it did say the same thing twice. Damn, bro. It's a misinput. It's a misinput. Okay. Oh, really? Huh, I did not see that coming. Alright, sure. Go for it. Go for it. Ozzy. Millennia have passed. The once desolated mountain now forms the foundation of a bustling city. Xi'an's history may be extensive, but all of it closely links to this capital. Since its establishment during the era of the first emperor, Xiangyu City has been a center of intrigue and conflict. Today, even this ancient city resembling jadeite is veiled in cerulean mist, a foreboding haze descending from mountaintop, enveloping this ancient city.
Observation pavilion checked. Ancient city alley checked.
Amid the city's crossroads, a purple flash swiftly moves atop the buildings, pausing occasionally to capture moments with her cell phone camera.
Outer city checked. No signs of residents. Ming Xiaomin is doing a great job evacuating the citizens here in such a short time, but that specific area...
Her cell phone camera is directed towards the structure beyond the city. Despite the dense cerulean mist, numerous figures remain discernible.
If only the evacuation halfway up the mountain could go as smoothly.
Positioning along the upper reaches of the Grandeur River, Xiangyu City was more severely impacted by the cerulean blight compared to Xiangling City, resulting in a quicker and more comprehensive evacuation. Within the vast city, apart from members of local clan hesitant to abandon their ancestral homes, only Weishi members like Azi remain stationed here.
Hey,
Okay,
that store looks
this is
familiar.
yeah.
Ancient Qingyu hot pot. Wait, isn't that the top pick on the 10 must-eat restaurants list on Qingyu Advisor? I had to wait in line for nearly 3 hours just to check out this spot. Now there's no line, but no people either. Ugh, this entire place is deserted. I remember when this street used to bustle with crowds. Maybe I can head up all the stores on this street now. And I'll snap some pics, then create a special edit with a filter. The headline could be something like, "A shocking sight, unveiling an empty Qingyu city."
Is he a journalist?
Before I came here, Qing made it clear, once you reach Qingyu city, follow Master Yuan Tren's lead and don't post anything online.
Oh, she's part of Emeon.
But then again,
Well,
if I don't seize this
not
opportunity,
Emeon.
I might never get such a chance
CAVE,
again.
more like. Wait. Well, CAVE is basically the thing that's holding them together, right? So she is from the branch of Xi'an City, I think. Just confused in those names. I still can't remember properly. A sudden noise behind her interrupted her internal conflict. As Azzy looks back,
Let's address the situation first and save the photo talk for later.
as Azzy looks back, the figure of beasts gradually emerge from the Cerulean vapor. Okay. We fight though, we fight.
You're the boss is here now. Get down. This mountain, a beacon of grandeur and righteousness, towers high, a testament to nature's glorious finesse. The ancient scholars really had a way with words. Seriously? Who's calling me now when I'm out on patrol? Hello? Hello? Oh?
Azzy immediately changed her tone upon hearing the voice on the other end of the phone.
This is Tangsu speaking, Your Excellency. I'm currently patrolling the business district. Everything is under control, and all the residents have been evacuated. Do you have guests, Your Excellency? Understood. I'll head down immediately to meet them. That scared me. Note to self, check the caller ID before picking up next time. But visitors being allowed into the city at this hour, with Master Yuanchun personally instructing me to retrieve them, they must be someone significant. I wonder who they could be.
It is I and Zero. Try to avoid. Yeah, I know.
That cerulean vapor is back. It's so dense this time. You can almost see it hanging in the air. If I stumble into it accidentally, I might breathe in a lungful of that mist and end up with my brain rusted.
Damn, bro. Gotta be careful. Oh boy. I just said we gotta be careful. What the hell? No, that's not the way. This is the way. I just think we don't
The mist up ahead
stay
doesn't
for
look too
long.
thick. I'll hold my breath and dash through in one go. Oh no,
okay.
my body is getting heavy. Let's steer clear of these mists.
I see how it works. Okay. It just basically makes you, well, lets you turn
We're
into
only
stone pretty much.
Managing the mist and animals is already proving tough. The mist at the bottom of the mountain seems denser. I've got to be more careful.
Okay. Oh, that's it? Okay. We continue.
The mist ahead is too dense. Let's see. Maybe I should use the mist clearing lamp for us Wei Show members. This device is designed to filter out anomalous substances from water. We didn't have enough time to develop devices that completely remove these substances, but this one can condense the vapor from cerulean water back into liquid.
Oh. Ooh. So yeah, I can't stop time outside the thing.
It's working. Let's use this opportunity to move out. The mist clearing lamp won't last long, and it can only purify a limited amount of vapor. We need to use it wisely.
Shoot. Okay. Yeah, okay. New a different mechanic. Got it. Alright, let's clear them fast. Okay, there.
This waterfall is truly stunning. Oh, now is not the time to get lost in its beauty.
Uh-huh.
If this dam wasn't so run down, the cerulean plague wouldn't have spread this far. Have the
Hey, it's you, Atsu. Heard you from a distance.
Hey, what do you mean by that? I made sure not to get too loud this time. I'm not Sin. By the way, the evacuation should be done by now. Aren't you leaving?
There was a family of elderly couples who couldn't move easily. I assisted them in leaving the city and got delayed. The evacuation here is going smoothly, but the residents halfway up the hillside are quite a challenge.
Those people, they can be quite difficult. I'll go check on them when I head back down. You can head back first.
Alright.
Wasn't this street supposed to be closed off? Why does it seem like there's still activity on the second floor?
I wanna go upstairs. There we go. Maybe some trap. Yep, there we go. That's one! Treasure chesto. See? I just... forget it. Yep, that is the right way. I don't think I can go there. I don't think there's anything else here. Okay. Okay, we keep going, we keep going.
Some members are gathering up ahead.
Atsa,
No.
what's the hurry?
Master Yuan Chuan instructed me to escort some guests down the mountain.
Got it. I'll open the gate for you here. By the way, if you go further up, you might encounter some Tianli residents who haven't evacuated. Try to persuade them and avoid any conflicts.
Understood.
Okay. I guess that has to be held down. Yeah? Can I talk to you anymore? No, I can't. Can I go here? Yes, I can. A chesto, chesto. For sure, it's a chest. Who knows what fortune waits? Oh, what's in it? What's in the box? What's inside the box? Okay. One more. We got the chest! Let's go! Damn, bro, I really slowed down. It's like I'm being turned into stone, like Medusa. Hello.
Where did those people go? They're not here.
Hey, I'm in charge of the evacuation operations.
Ah, it's you folks again. Spare us the lecture. We're tired of it. I have a few questions to ask.
What questions?
How long do we need to stay in the evacuation zone? And when can we return?
We haven't received any updates yet. Until the mist clears, at least.
But the weather forecast just keeps saying the date of mist clearing is uncertain.
Because this isn't just any extreme weather. There's something more to it.
Something more? Tell me about it.
Well, it's a complicated story, not something I can explain easily.
As he ponders for a moment, but struggles to find simple way to explain it.
Regardless, we won't leave until we have a confirmed return date. I'm busy now, so if you have nothing else, don't get in my way.
What's wrong with you?
Is there anything I can help you with?
You're not a local here, right? You're not as familiar with this place as we are, so just stop causing trouble for us.
What is wrong with this dude? Holy shit! Trying to help people, and they're just miserable in their own heads. What the hell? The resident vanished in the blink of an eye. God damn, bro. What the hell is wrong with people? Hey, can I help you? No, fuck off. Really? Really?
Hey, I'm in charge of the evacuation operations here.
I'm busy. Just spare me the speech.
It's not safe to stay in the city with the mist on Mount...
Come on, it's just ordinary mist. What could possibly go wrong? Outsiders like you always stir up trouble for no reason, but we...
What the hell's wrong with these people, bro? The thick mist swirls accompanied by eerie sounds from within.
See? This is exactly what could go wrong. I'll handle things here. You guys head back into the room.
Are idiots that don't understand. God damn, bro.
Where did everyone go? It feels like they were searching for something. Let's put that aside for now. Following Master Yuan Chuan's orders is my top priority. Hey, I wonder if those guests have reached the foot of the mountain yet.
An empty road went through mountain crevices. The mountain lining the road are contorted and seemingly endless. After driving along for a while, a sense of potentially being lost amidst the peak and valleys indefinitely begins to creep in. Eventually, a glimmer of white emerges in the distant sky. That is the perpetual snow atop the towering peaks. Noticing the white hue, I turned to my companions in the back seat, prepared to remind them of our impending arrival. As anticipated, Zero has been silently observing me. Just as I glanced back, our eyes met. I shift my gaze to Sin, who is dozing off in another seat. You're drooling on the seat.
No, no. This spicy hot pot is making my mouth water. Don't hold me back. Why are you stopping me from adding some durian in the spicy pot?
Damn, girl. I glance back at Zero. Are you hungry? Zero shakes her head. Let's just eat something. Retrieving a loaf of bread from beneath the seat, I pass it to Zero. Zero accepts it quietly and tears open the plastic wrapping. Just as the crinkle of the torn packaging fills the air, Sin, who has been dozing with her eyes shut, abruptly springs up from her seat.
What? Are you trying to sneak some treats without me?
Oh, damn, girl, chill. By then, Zero has already taken an indifferent bite of the bread. She gives Shin a sideways glance without speaking. Then I retrieve another loaf of bread, tossing it towards Shin's head. With a deft leap, she catches the bread in her mouth before her head hits the roof. Yeah, we're almost there.
Let me see. Oh yeah, we're getting close. Past Mount Tianshui, right? Soon we'll have a view of Shangyu City.
Someone just eats and sleeps all day. She swiftly finished the bread.
Or what? Should I have some pleasant chats with this Miss Big Eye Poker Face? Once I get you to Shangyu City safely, we're all set.
Yeah, Shin's cast a look outside the windows.
Once we get a bit closer, we'll be able to see it.
Honestly, it's quite strange.
Huh? What's so strange?
Building a city atop a mountain. No matter how I think about it, a snowy mountain is definitely not the most ideal location for establishing a country's capital. I can't help but ponder what the original founder witnessed on the mountain that led to choosing this place over the vast plains. Was it the breathtaking scenery or insurmountable challenges? Daylight casts shadows on the horizon, shaping the mountain peaks. The melting snow transfigures into drifting clouds, cascading over the waterfalls. Bridges span over the waves, and intricate pathways float in the air. The ancient architecture, with its subtlety, eaves and tilts reminiscent of pages in a millennium-old book, unveils the extensive history. Lord of Weaponry. The Yi clan has traveled thousands of miles up the river without facing a single defeat. Until today, the young man returns from the battlefield stained in blood. His gaze fixated on the snowy peak, lost in contemplation.
Jixia.
Without looking back, Jixia remains focused on the mountain.
How many battles have we fought with them?
Xiang Luo hesitates momentarily before responding.
This is our 14th encounter. So far, we've had 3 draws and 11 defeats, but no victories. We've never faced such a setback before.
This is what your overconfidence gets you. You're not the main character, I'm afraid.
No victories.
Yixia covers his mouth with one hand, repeating those 2 words as if savoring them. Xiang Luo, unable to see Yixia's expression, assumes his chieftain is harboring frustration and tries to console him.
The scouts I sent out have gathered information. Our opponents are the Tianli clan. They've been here long before we began our journey. They are natural hunters, known for their bravery and combat skills. Many clans along our path have refused to join us in the fight because they fear their strength. Should we consider a temporary retreat to regroup?
Retreat? Why retreat?
Yixia tilts his head slightly. In that moment, Xiang Luo realizes that Yishia's eyes sparkle with unprecedented excitement rather than frustration. Suppressing the surge of excitement within him, Yishia struggles to maintain composure, lest he burst into laughter inappropriately. Throughout their extensive travels, Xiang Luo has never seen Yishia display such an expression. Despite the excitement in his tone, his words carry a tone of wisdom.
There's a first time for everything. While they are skilled fighters, they are not unbeatable. I can handle their tactics and strategies, but there's one thing we can't defend against. Their weapons.
Yes, I've heard about it. Our soldiers from the battlefield mentioned they were using cerulean weapons.
Yeah, those weapons are way beyond our understanding. Not only is the color unfamiliar, but the material is like nothing we've ever seen. Their weapons slice through flesh and bone effortlessly, and nothing can withstand their edges.
Our people are murmuring that there's dark magic on those weapons, with the souls of the dead trapped inside, making them invincible.
Yishia seemed to have a moment of realization.
Oh, that's absurd. Those wielding the weapons are clearly living people.
Xiang Luo lets out a soft sigh.
The lands for hundreds of miles around the immense mountain bow to the might of the Tianli, led by their renowned Lord of Weaponry.
Yishia's interest peaked.
Lord of Weaponry. How intriguing. Does that mean he's the master of the world's deadliest weapons?
Well, that's the story making the rounds. They claim he was the first to craft those unique cerulean weapons, and ever since then, the Tianli clan has been invincible. Honestly, I'm more inclined to believe they have some secret techniques for forging those weapons. If only we could get our hands on some of their weapons. That would be something. Despite the clashes, we haven't been able to seize even a dagger from them.
Oh, that reminds me. I almost forgot that. Ouch.
Yishia adjusts the cloak on his injured. Oh my god. Adjust the cloak. What is it? What the hell? It doesn't say. Oh, he adjusts the cloak, I guess. A broken arrow is lodged in Yishia's shoulder, the wound deep enough to reveal bone. Despite his injury, Yishia's acts as if nothing has happened.
Your shoulder! Who dared to harm you?
Confronted by Xiang Luo's concerned gaze, Yishia reveals a grim smile.
Well, it was someone interesting who anticipated my dodge.
Yishia's eyes narrow slightly as he recalls the critical moment when the arrow sliced through the air. If he had not reacted swiftly, dodging at the last second, the arrow would have pierced his heart. Unlike the earlier warning shot, this arrow was aimed at ending his life. The rush of returning from battle has subsided as the searing pain creeps up his arm. At this moment, every pore in his body aches for for retribution, for the archer to pay for the pain, the humiliation, and the defiance. Yishia probes his wound, clenches his teeth, and with determination yanks the arrow out.
Zicia, I'll find a healer right away.
No worries. I'll tend to it myself.
With a makeshift treatment that barely stops the bleeding, the young man ignores his wound and begins examining the cerulean arrow in his hand stained with his blood.
You said you wanted their weapon, right? Here you go. If my hunch is correct, a material this valuable wouldn't be entrusted to just anyone. Only their leader would be deemed worthy of using such deadly arrows.
The enemy, seasoned in battle, wouldn't be careless enough to leave their weapons behind. On the other hand, taking their weapons by force has proven impossible. Therefore, the only viable method. While the arrow was undoubtedly shot by a seasoned archer, the target was not defenseless of prey. The young man turns over the broken shaft. The icy aura of the cerulean arrowhead piercing his gaze.
Lord of Weaponry, huh? Great. I'm looking forward to our next encounter.
The Tianli clan has inhabited the snowy mountains for many generations, undefeated throughout the passing years, and their legacy remains unbroken to this day. Skeletons, blood, battlefield, Tianli people are no strangers to any of this. The origin of the invaders or their reasons matter not. They ensure that in each fight, more blood is shed by the invaders than by their members. Thus, the flame of the Lord of Weaponry reverberates for hundreds of miles, causing all other clans to bow before them. Amidst the chaos, a towering figure meticulously collects arrows strewn across the battlefield, placing them back with care. Cerulean crystals are rare, and he never wanted to use these precious arrows until absolutely necessary. Once unleashed, his arrows have never missed their mark. For every shot taken, a life is claimed. After each victory, he retrieves the arrows from his fallen foes for the next combat. After examining the last corpse and securing the last arrow, he returns the quiver to his shoulder, glancing at the neatly arranged arrows. Suddenly he halts his actions, examining the arrows once more. It is not due to his miscalculation. One of the serial arrows crafted by himself is missing. Damn, bro, they count these arrows, eh? Zero! Come back!
I rarely engage in joint operations with others.
Yes, you've been saying that since we started the game. You rarely join anyone. I know. You don't have to say it anymore. You already know that part. Oh boy. Rendezvous. When we reach the base of Mount Tianque, the mist thickens, prompting us to continue on foot. As we step into Xingyu City, the first sound that greets us is the gentle gargle of water. The landscape present is blend of white clouds and snow against verdant mountain sky. A 300-foot... Oh my... Bro, that was instant. How the hell am I supposed to read it that fast? A 300-foot waterfall cascades into a 2,000-mile river serenade. Subsequently, like blank paper waiting for ink, the scene fills with the hustle and bustle of life. Beams, eaves, tiles, abodes, bridges, roads, residences, edifices, halls, pavilions, all emerge one after another. A vivid painting unfurls, capturing the essence of bygone eras, portraying a grand tapestry of the beautiful city landscape. Despite its lack in residents, remnants of its past prosperity lingers. Tables at roadside taverns hold untouched mugs as if their owners might return at any moment to resume their morning libations. Xing, unfamiliar with the city, studies the map in confusion.
I've never been here before, but Sang mentioned someone will be picking us up.
Let's hope it's someone dependable this time.
My senses tell me that you're insulting me in your tone.
At that moment, Zero gently tugs at my sleeve, and I promptly quiet down. From deep within the mist, a faint buzzing noise reverberates. When all human voices disappearing, the noise reminiscent of a dragonfly fluttering its wings become distinct as it draws near. Whoa. Chin narrows her eyes as her lance pierces through the mist. Wait, what? She narrows her eyes as her lance pierces through the mist, yeah. Accurately pinning the source of the noise against the wall. In the next moment, a shriek pierced the air as a purple figure drops in front of us like a bolt of lightning.
Kong! No! My Kong!
It turns out the noise comes from a drone-like contraption, and the girl suddenly appears is now lamenting over its wreckage. Shin eases up as soon as she recognizes the person, returning to her usual casual demeanor. Maybe you can introduce us to her?
Well, this is the girl who picks us up. A weirdo who enjoys giving her drones names.
Weirdo? Who are you calling a weirdo? You ruined the grand entrance I had planned, and now you've got to fix my Kong.
Come to me.
I step back and position myself next to Zero, staying out of range of any potential clashes. Looks like they know each other. That girl doesn't appear any stronger than Shin.
Well,
Calm down. Stop tugging on my collar. We have someone else here.
As he regains some of her composure,
Sorry, got a bit carried away.
she swiftly composes herself, adopting a more businesslike demeanor.
Well, before I introduce myself, let me update Master Yuan Chun on the situation here. Oh, and let's take a group photo first.
Oh, okay. The purple-haired girl who appears to immediately see us as her friends rushes over to us while shattering, leaving no room for Zero or me to interject.
Say cheese!
Okay. Okay, sure. But we barely know each other. Jeez. As the shutter clicks, 3 faces appear on her phone screen.
Alright. Oh, wait. I forgot to turn on the filter.
Really?
Oh, that angle's not great, and my face looks huge. But why do the other 2 look so good? Taking photos is just mysterious. Let's take one more, and this time, you hold the phone up.
She was just sitting slightly and hands her phone to me. I instinctively accept the phone and follow her instructions.
Raise it higher. Yeah. Hey, lovely lady. Give us a smile. Or use your hand to lift the corners of your mouth. Just don't frown.
Look at Zero. Oh my god, this is so cute. The shutter clicks again.
Perfect. These pics look great. I'm posting this now. Visitors from afar. The magical mix of Qian and Obed. Hashtag Qingyu City. Hashtag Hansa region. Hashtag Daily. Hashtag girly fun.
Oh my god. What the hell? Oh my god, bro. Why are you like this, bro?
Do you have social media accounts here? No. I'll sign you up. It's super easy. And don't forget to follow me.
Hey, snap out of it! Why did that old man even send you here?
Please don't post our head librarian's photo on any social media. That might cause trouble for us.
The purple-haired girl slumps down like a deflated balloon.
All right. Why is everyone in CAVE so stubborn and old-fashioned? It's the internet age, you know. Oh, where are my manners? I'm Tangzi from Weishu, and my friends call me Atsu. I've got 1 million followers on all social media platforms. Just hit that like button and follow me. Don't give me that look soon. Of course I remember what I'm supposed to do.
So that's what it feels like to meet someone want to be an influencer. Yeah, okay. Sure, I guess.
Master Yuan Chuan asked me to escort you into the city because of the situation here. Yeah, you know, since you're here, I believe you've sorted out the crisis in Sanglin City?
Yeah, it's mostly under control. Shang's handling the aftermath there. But it always feels like our opponent has the upper hand. So we're here to tackle the root of the problem. If we don't fix things here, Songlin City, or even the entire Granger River region won't see peace. By the way, does that old man have a plan?
You'll have to ask Master Yuan Chuan himself. Let's go. He's waiting for you. Before we leave, I need to report to Master Yuan Chuan. Please wait here for a moment. This is Tangzi speaking, Your Excellency. What's going on? The call just...
Got cut off?
Yes, the signals have been erratic since the cerulean vapor emerged. Let's try to move halfway up the mountain. Let's move. I need to get you back before sunset, or things will become much trickier.
What happens after sunset? Do monsters show up or something? Whoa, that's really fast, bro. That caught me off guard. Okay. Give me my chisto! That's one chest. No, I can't go down here. Okay, so I don't think the second one is here. Cobras! What are we doing here?
The mystery lamp has some serious suction power and can be incredibly useful in various situations.
Ah, naruhodo.
Anyone out there? I'm stuck in here. Please.
Big brother, I'm stuck. Okay, sure. Well, before I talk to you, let me check out other things. Nope, nothing. Alright, I guess it's not here. Before I talk to you, let me check around. No. Can I go here? Nope, I can't. Okay, talk to you.
Why are there still people stuck in the city? Need a hand getting out, old man?
Thanks, but I'm good. Thank you for opening the door. I can find my way back.
The old man turns down, scenes offer, and soon disappears.
Man, he walks fast. Something is weird about him, though.
Something's weird about everyone, actually.
He's from the Tianli clan. Anyway, let's leave him be. Those people...
Tianli clan?
Yep. Ancient clan in Qingyu City. We might bump into them again. Master Yuan Chuan has emphasized that we should respect their decision unless things get really hairy.
Well, I guess that's that.
Hold on. Is that a citizen who hasn't been evacuated yet?
I knew they wouldn't just heed my words and go back.
Of course they won't.
Lend me a hand.
Thank you for saving my skin.
You're welcome. Wait, aren't you the guy who told me to spare the lecture? I did ask you to leave, didn't I? Why are you still here?
What happened?
We're staying here because a kid from our clan sneaked off. I know this sounds arrogant. We were overly confident in our abilities.
Yeah, no shit.
So, could you please help?
Certainly. Even if you hadn't asked, we were intending to help. Just head back and we'll find your child.
Huh? Are we really going to help them? I'm supposed to ensure your safety on the mountaintop. All right, fine. I'll post
This
this.
could boost your
Tianli
reputation.
Clan receives aid from Tang sect.
Oh
Hashtag Jingyu City. Hashtag
Oh my
Hangzhou
God.
region.
No, I'm not gonna
Hashtag
listen to
hashtag
that. No, I'm not gonna listen to that anymore. No, I don't like people that talk like that, bro. That's just no. I don't think we can come back. Hashtag this, hashtag that, hashtag this, hashtag that. Bro, chill. Damn, bro. Your life isn't internet.
The mist is too dense. Even the mist clearing lamp won't help us here. There should be temporary purifiers nearby. Let's activate them.
Okay. Okay. Let me look around, bro. Alright, I don't see the other chest.
Where's Dad?
Huh? That sound is coming from the alley. Let's head in that direction.
Too many
There
crystal
is the
clusters
kid.
this way. We need to find another route. Let's head down and take a detour.
Let's go. No, I doubt there's something there. Go! Go! What the hell? Oh, I have to defeat him. There you go. I said, there you go. Stop fucking being a nuisance. What? Bro, the thing just disappeared. What happened? Nope. Okay. I don't see any chests. I'm trying real hard here, but I see none. So I'll just continue. Yep, I saw nothing. Try to be as thorough as I can. After defeating the beast influenced by cerulean water, a little boy rushed towards us and throws himself into the man's arms.
Thank you for saving the kid. I can never repay you enough. Please, join us at our humble abode and let us express our gratitude properly.
No.
That's unnecessary. Just take your boy and leave Jingyu City. Even if you were hesitant to leave, you understand the situation now, right?
I'm afraid we can't leave. Jingyu City holds the legacy of my clan's ancestors.
Oh my god.
Just abandon it.
Too much pride. Ugh. Come on, bro.
We're not asking you to abandon your homeland. You
Just
can
go
keep
and
everything
come
yourself,
back.
right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But it's our duty to protect our homeland in times of danger.
Yeah, but by getting yourself killed. Oh my god, this is pissing me off,
Didn't those
bro.
crazy animals teach
Too
you
prideful.
anything?
Yeah.
I might not be a warrior, but we have skilled fighters. As long as we remain within our ancestral mansion, we will handle those beasts.
Oh my god. Too prideful. Achu pulls Sin aside.
You know, Sin, before leaving my sect, I heard that the Tianli clan has deep roots in Jingyu City, and they're even more stubborn than the old-timers in my sect.
Damn, bro.
Master Yuanquan also mentioned that the Tianli people are unique, and if they choose to stay, we should leave them be.
What? What about their safety?
Master Yuanquan didn't spill many details, but he didn't seem too concerned. Maybe those people know how to look out for themselves. Anyway, according to Master Yuanquan, as long as the Tianli people stick to their ancestral mansion, they should be fine.
Ugh, so annoying. Fine, let's just follow that old man's words. Hey, we'll make sure you get home safely.
Thank you so much. This way, please. There's a shortcut to our ancestral mansion.
Jingyu City, with its long history, it is an ancient place steeped in time. The decorative patterns on the buildings along the way have long since faded, many barely recognized beneath layers of vines. Yet one design remained clear, the red-crowned crane. I had been observing for a while, and this wasn't just my imagination. In City, red-crowned crane motifs stood out far more than those of any other animal. But why had they stood the passage of time while so many others had faded? Even here, in this area, shrouded in cerulean vapor, the crane designs on the walls appear as if they were about to break through the surface. The crane hold any special meaning?
Huh? Oh, you're asking about that. Yes, Tian does regard cranes as a symbol of good fortune, but they aren't worshipped in every household. Xingyu City is an exception. Now, what was the story again? I remember Lord Yuanxuan mentioning it. Ah, yes. During the founding of Jixia's kingdom, a strange crane descended upon a mountain peak. The people at the time saw it as an auspicious omen, and they even recorded it in the history books. Later, the crane was kept in the palace gardens, though not in the usual sense. Back then, people revered this beautiful bird, allowing it to come and go as it pleased. Over time, it became linked to more and more legends. One account claims the crane was immortal, and as long as it remained on Mount Qiantue, the dynasty founded by Jixia would never fall. But when it flew away and never returned, it would mark the end of Jixia's dynasty. Another tale tells that the crane's feathers would change colors over time, white for 500 years, then red for the next 500, followed by blue for another 500, before returning to white once again. The cyclical transformation was seen as a reflection of the eternal rise and fall of the world. But after Jixia's final journey and disappearance, the strange crane was never seen again. Over the years, people on Mount Qiantue occasionally heard mysterious bird calls with no known source. It was believed to be the call of Jixia's crane. As the saying goes, the crane calls in the 9 gullies, its voice heard in the heavens. Enough of that. There are plenty of crane statues around here.
Just skip the whole line.
Let's go visit the ancestral home of Tianli. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. These are just things I've heard from others. If you're really interested, there's someone in Weixia named Ming Xiaomin who's an expert in this field. You could ask her when you get the chance.
Just as I am about to catch up with Atsu, was it? Atsu and Sin. Zero standing by my side, gazes skywards. What's wrong? Instinctively, I follow her gaze, catching a glimpse of a blurred figure amidst the clouds. A white feather drifts in on the breeze, settling into my palm. It appears to be a tail plume from some enormous bird. As I twist the feather between my fingers and observe its cerulean hues flowing through its hollow shaft, furrow my brow. Is this the feather of a crane? Undart from beneath Zero's cloak, delicately perching in my palm and inspecting the feather. And usually, it refrains from blabbering this time, merely pecking at the feather, which then fragments into myriad light particles dispersing into the air. Oh boy, what the hell? This feather feels ominous. I'll hold onto it for you. We've entered the territory of some big player, and I'm afraid you've caught its attention already. This is how it marks its target.
Can you fix it?
If I were my former self, it'd be a piece of cake, but now... The bird stretches its beak high and yawns. Chirp. I'm just a little innocent bird in need of some good rest. Be careful, and only wake me when absolutely necessary. You chubby chicken.
Hey, why are you still there? Come to me or you'll wander off into the mist.
Alright, I'm coming. High in the sky, the silhouette of a giant bird soared gracefully. It had witnessed countless things, remembering many and forgotten even more. Beneath it, a thriving world unfolded like a painting. If it had memories, it would see that the mountain remained unchanged and the rivers flowed as they always had. The heavens, the earth, the sun, and the moon remains unaltered. Everything else has changed beyond recognition. The small seeds of the past, once scattered among the wild grass, had now blossomed into towering trees. The green rooftops, before being tarnished by rust, once gleamed with brilliance. The clothing, livelihoods, spoken language, and written words of the people had all changed beyond recognition. It had journeyed thousands of miles and witnessed another sea where the stars formed different constellations. Its footprints had touched many lands, places where strange plants, fruits, and insects thrives. But for some reason, it always returned here. Its life was no longer bound by the instinct to reproduce, and thus it did not need to migrate. Unlike migratory birds, tethered by nesting habits, it was free. Still, whether decades or centuries passed, it always returned to this familiar place to see the sights once more. If it could read, it might describe this place as home. Like a magnet pointing north, like the stars showing the way. The giant bird didn't know what it was waiting for. Every time it returned, fewer and fewer familiar things remained. This time should have been no different. Yet amidst the bustling lives below, it felt, for the first time in ages, a faint but unmistakable sense of familiarity. Driven by curiosity, it approaches the densely populated area, leaving a single feather behind. The giant bird didn't know why it did this, but just as a crow recognizes its own kin, its instincts told it that somewhere on this soil was a familiar face. Nice. Very nice. Why? Can I not? Oh, okay, sure, I guess. Outlanders. Along the journey, the man claiming to be a Tianli clansman seems entirely at ease, conversing casually with us.
So, you're Outlanders, huh? It's a pity I can't give you the tour right now, but once the situation is sorted, I'll show you around the royal palace.
No need. No thanks.
But
I
isn't
don't
that
care.
a popular spot? Don't we need to buy tickets?
Well, visitors do, but we've been around for ages.
They
and
are
all
too
the
arrogant
attractions in
for
Qingyu
my
City are free
liking.
For us. I can arrange things a bit so you can enter as my relatives.
Teen appears astonished.
But isn't that like sneaking in? Sane wouldn't approve of that.
Well, let's call it flexible kinship. Yeah, you saved my boy, right? So you've given him a second chance at life, making you his godparents and my relatives. Wouldn't you agree?
While Shin struggles with the concept of flexible kinship, Achu's eyes light up.
Journey of a Tong sect disciple as a Tianli clan member in Qingyu City. Oh, this plan rocks. Guaranteed to reel in more followers.
Ah, you and your
And hey,
followers.
if you're looking to get some ancient Qingyu-style souvenirs or traditional Tianli handicrafts, here's a tip. Skip the stalls and head straight online. They're all churned out by the same factory anyway.
Huh? But aren't you Tianli people live streaming the crafting of handicrafts?
The man rolls his eyes.
Seriously, who's got time for actual crafting nowadays? Sure, the few pieces showcased in the streams might be authentic, but the rest? Mass-produced. Why break a sweat when you can just tap a few buttons and rake in the cash? But, you know, factory-made ensures quality control and all that. If it's truly handmade, I doubt the quality.
I see.
What the hell did you expect? Everything's handmade? That's nearly impossible, bro. Cover Zero's ears.
Well, that's fraud.
Hey, let's not jump to conclusions. We're from the Tianli clan. All our designs are steeped in tradition, and we manually operate those buttons. So, what's fraudulent about our traditional Tianli handcrafts?
All right. What about the classic bronze wares in the antique market? Are they the real deal?
Well, the wares are made of real bronze, and the styles and patterns are genuinely classical. As for whether they are antique, let's think about it this way. When you adorn your space with these bronzes, it's all about the vibe. Who cares if they're truly antique when you've got that vibe, right?
Geez, they say you Tianli people are stubborn, but you know what? You're staying current much better than the old-timers in my sect.
Thanks for the compliment. It's all about making ends meet, you know?
Shin notices the weapons carried by the Tianli resident and changes the subject.
Your weapons are quite unique. I've never seen weapons like these before.
Just some items handed down from our ancestors. Solid and dependable. Nothing too flashy.
You talk a lot about your ancestors. Is your tradition a big deal for you?
Absolutely. We're an ancient tribe, and tradition runs in our veins. How could we have survived through the ages without holding on to our heritage? Honestly, our ancestors prohibited us from leaving Qingyu City. Despite the changes over the centuries, our clan has remained steadfast since the city's construction. We thought we'd seen everything in the world, But truth be told, this is the first time I've encountered beasts with metal scales.
Hold on, what did you say? You saw metal scales on those beasts?
Yeah, didn't you notice? Oh, I see. Only a few of them have developed those metal scales, while most still appear normal, just a bit unusual in size and skin color.
Hey, looks. Hey, looks like these Tianli people can spot anomalies. Chirp, chirp. Oh my god, this is so cute, man. I can't even look at it. Hey, don't just pop out from under a lady's clothes. This is so cute, man. This is the first time I see Zero up close. Chirp, how rude. Shouldn't a cute little bird like me always be welcomed with open arms?
Quiet down.
Chirp, chirp. With a couple of flaps, the bird vanishes into thin air.
Mind if we swing by your place for a bit? We'd love to learn more about the metal on those beasts.
Of course, I was planning to greet you as our esteemed guests.
By the way, is your walkway sturdy enough?
Absolutely, it's rock solid. Crafted by our clan, tested for durability and safety, capable of bearing tons.
Gosh, I
Famous
just
last
hope we don't
words.
victims of your traditional craftsmanship.
Famous last words, yeah? Okay, here we go. I am trusting my existence with this thing.
Wait, the ground is shaking. Take my hand, Sia.
Debris falling, watch out!
Trust me, this is not how it usually goes.
Phew! Those pesky monkeys must be playing around!
I can't dodge, what the hell? Hello? Run! Turtle!
That boulder's too huge. Move back. I can't stop it.
Oh shit!
Phew, that was close. I'd be toast if that hit us.
We're almost there! Our ancestral mansion is just up ahead!
When will these things ever end? Are you opening a monkey zoo here or something?
Enough with the sarcasm! Just throw your weapons!
Who's being sarcastic now? I'm running low on ammo.
I know it's urgent, but let's not panic! Help me! Patriarch! Help me out! If I don't think... Please save my king! Save the future of our clan! Save the future of Cat!
Name of Florence.
So you're too prideful, but at the same time, you want us to save your skin, is that it? Hello. Oh yeah, this is one of the dudes, 5-star dudes, yeah, just standard. Hello. What was his? Lychee. Okay, got it. Yeah, I'll just figure it out.
Relieved. You can all rest easy now. Our patriarch is here.
The teenager strolls over. Although still in adolescence and not quite tall, his eyes exude a commanding presence.
Leecher, the patriarch of the Tianli clan.
Leecher. Okay.
I thank you for saving my people, outsiders.
Alright, on to the next. Bloomin' Vetch. The mountains remain ageless, unless burdened by the weight of snow. It is autumn, when cold winds dispel all warmth under those snowy peaks. Along a rugged mountain path, a lone figure in black trudges onward. At the path's end, a towering figure gazes down. Sensing that gaze, the figure in black pauses, looking up.
I've confirmed there's only one of them, Lord of Weaponry. This could be a trap. Do we take the shot?
Ready your bows, but do not release any arrows without my command.
Unsure of it. What the hell was that? Yeah, okay. What the hell? That was skipped just like that. Unsure if it's his imagination, but the towering figure feels as if the lone wanderer below shares a glance with him and offers a gentle smile. Soon, a melodious voice drifts on the wind, drawing closer until it becomes distinct.
Amidst blooming vetch, my steps take flight, my love's words a promise bright. Yet the year's end draws near, his absence whispers a lingering fear. Amidst blooming vetch, I wander, my love's words a promise to ponder. Yet his return remains unseen, my concerns linger in between.
Knock the arrow.
Despite facing drawn bows and gleaming arrowheads, the young man boldly strides into the center of the encirclement.
Halt there, stranger. State your business.
Xixia, the chieftain of the G clan, greets the Tianli clan patriarch. Aiming arrows at a guest isn't exactly our idea of hospitality.
Do you realize your predicament? A word from me, and you'll meet your end.
Yet here I am, alive and well. So, we still have a chance to talk this through, right?
You've got some nerve. I am Legion.
Upon hearing this, the young man retrieves a cerulean arrowhead from his pocket, placing it at his feet.
I've brought only this humble gift. Please accept it as a gesture of goodwill.
Li Yun simply scoffs at the arrowhead.
I crafted this arrowhead with my own hands. You took it from me, and now you're calling it a gift.
We've clashed 27 times, and only once have you left one of these arrows on the battlefield. The one that lodged in my shoulder, to be precise. I figured this arrowhead must hold such significance that even the Lord of Weaponry wouldn't wish to discard it. So I've come to return it personally. Is my sincerity not a gift?
Let's cut to the chase. What exactly brings you here?
I've come to propose a truce.
Li Yun bursts to laughter.
A truce. I don't recall being defeated by your people. Do you really believe you hold the upper hand to propose a truce?
Yi Xian's smile remains unwavering.
It's true that you've got superior armor and weapons, and we struggle to match your military might. However, we have vast lands and numerous people. While we may lose many battles, all it takes is one victory over you. You may keep winning, but one defeat, and you'll lose it all. Winter is approaching, and your recent focus
Winter is coming.
Short on manpower for hunting and winter preparations. Can you tough it out?
You think threats like that will intimidate me?
I'm sure you caught the melody I sang earlier.
Yeah, but I don't quite get that vetch or whatever.
Vetch is a plant with purple flowers, and it's edible. It thrives where the great river flows, much warmer than here. That's where our journey began, all the way upstream to your territory. From the lands of endless winters to the fields blooming with vetch. It's all our territory. You know I speak the truth. With our lands tenfold yours and our people 100 times as many, we will prevail in the end. Even the toughest dam won't hold back a relentless river forever. But that's not what I'm after. That song is called Blooming Vetch, a popular tune among my people. The war is about to end, yet for some reason it doesn't. The end of the year is around the corner, yet the soldiers haven't returned home.
Your people are longing for home.
Exactly. If this continues, both sides will suffer even greater losses. That's why I'm here. Let's end this war once and for all. We aim to unite, not obliterate. We don't seek an endless conflict.
What exactly do you seek?
Yi Xia's gazes intensely at Li Yun.
We seek a world where our clans can coexist and prosper in peace, without the need for battle or starvation.
Li Yun contemplates for a long moment.
All right, but under one condition.
Please, go ahead.
You show courage by coming here alone. However, in our tradition, once a war begins, there is no middle ground. Only victory or defeat. So, you and I will have a final showdown.
Just the two of us?
Yes. If I lose, we will yield to you.
Fine. And if you win, we will leave immediately and never return again.
Good. It's settled then.
3 claps of our hands to seal our pact. If either breaks it, he shall be cursed by both heaven and earth.
Dismissing his companions, Li Yun walks up to Yi Xia. The two exchange a glance and raise their hands. Okay. The claps resound like war drums, echoing throughout the valley.
What weapon will you use? I remember breaking your sword in our last duel.
Yi Xia unsheathes shattered sword.
You've got a good memory. With my clan struggling to find an intact weapon, I'm left with this half-burnt stick.
You're quite straightforward.
No harm in being honest with you.
His casual demeanor, bordering on arrogance, causes Li Yun to frown in displeasure.
We have plenty of cerulean crystal swords. Choose one for yourself.
You are giving me a weapon.
Of course. The Lord of Weaponry is not one to take advantage of his opponent's mishap.
He returns an equal arrogant look to Yixia.
The outcome won't change regardless. If I win too easily, it will be dull for me. You'll die without a proper fight.
Yishia's smile fades, replaced by sheer excitement in his eyes. When Yixia speaks again, the authority of a chieftain fades from his voice, giving way to the raw bloodlust of a warrior.
That'll be your last mistake, Legion.
Well then.
It's time to compose a new piece.
Yeah. You and your pieces piece things together like nothing else matter in the world of grey matter. What am I even saying, bro? I've lost the plot. The Tianli clan. Inside the ancestral mansion of the Tianli clan, intricate eaves and arches ornately carved beams and expansive courtyards signal a residence fit for a distinguished family. Li Qi, the leader of the Tianli clan, remains speechless. Having greeted us at the entrance, he appears to have lost interest in our origins or identities. Beyond another screen wall, a tidy courtyard unfolds, leading to a row of well-kept guest quarters at the end.
Ah, here we are. Make yourself at home here for the night.
Just let me be clear. This is a token of gratitude for saving my people. We promise your safety until the fog lifts. After that, you must depart, and we're square.
Mind your manners, Patriarch. If this ends up online, nobody will come to our Tianli B&B ever.
Tianli B&B?
They have a B&B.
It's, well, a recipe to showcase our cultural heritage. Let's talk about the details, Patriarch.
Huh. Sounds weird. Anyway, I'm off.
Feel free to walk around before nightfall. Dinner is on its way, and the mist is thick outside, so it's best to stay indoors.
Well then.
Please don't mind it if our Patriarch gives you a long face. He's just going through a rebellious phase and has a bad temper, and we'll sort him out later. Oh, hey, aren't you an influencer? Feel free to post pictures on your socials here. We're thinking of turning some cabins into a restaurant. But, you know, those buildings are too ancient, and dealing with the Bureau of Cultural Relics and those fire regulations is a headache.
You've got a sharp eye for business, but why is your Patriarch looking like he's totally out of the loop? Are you keeping him in the dark about all this?
Keep it down. If he knew our financial situation, he'd be asking for a raise in his pocket money.
Pocket money? But I thought he was the Patriarch.
Well, he's still young and naive about society. To ensure he develops good spending habits, we older clan members must manage the finances for him.
That's quite the limited Patriarch. Good thing it's not like that in my sect.
A lot of messed up
This
clan
mansion
here.
sits halfway up the mountain. Is it also drawing water from Tianxia Lake? Maybe I should ask someone about it.
The water's all good. Next month, I'll upgrade the nitrification system. If it wasn't for maintaining the water flow, I'd turn into a pond and raise fish.
The water here looks crystal clear.
Yeah. Oh, you're the Patriarch's guests.
The water here differs from that of the Tianxia Lake. Pure, untouched by pollution.
Of course, we source our water independently. Our ancestors strictly forbade us from drinking the Tianxi Lake's water. Back in the day, we had to divert water from far-off mountains, and now those canals are cultural relics. Everything is much simpler these days. Just hook up the pipe to any water source that's not the Tianxi Lake and it's done. You can even order barrels of waters online. Modern life is so convenient. Our ancestors really put in the work for this water pipe, but, well, it's just one pipe. Won't cut it for the whole Qingye city. Well, even though we don't use water from the Tianxi Lake, we hope this crisis eases up soon. The government staff really needs to step it up.
Well, the government is doing their best. It's just they don't have enough manpower.
This mansion looks ancient. Maybe we can chat with some elders to learn about its history.
Yeah, we can. After I get my second chest. Let's give it a try. What the? Oh, I just click space? What? Oh, I have to choose it in the proper order. Yeah, okay. There you go. Drink. Gloop, gloop, gloop. Yes, yes, yes.
Legend has it this mansion was constructed in the era of our first forefather, Li Jun. That was when Jixia first unified the land. Short after Jixia took the throne, he jetted off on a grand tour, leaving Li Jun to hold things down in Qingyu City as regent. Li Jun met a mysterious end shortly after taking the reins, and all that remained of him was this mansion. Through fires, quakes, and battles, it's been battered but always rebuilt in the same spot. This place is our foundation. Throughout history, numerous emperors have tried to uproot us, shuffle us off to cities or distant lands. But here we are, standing firm. Our first patriarch, Li Jun, decreed that we never abandon Qingyu City.
Yeah, okay.
And look at us now. While our rivals have crumbled to dust, we stand strong. And we'll stand for ages to come.
Famous last words. You know your history, sure, but
The back of the mountain is in this direction. Oh, that guy over there seems like a guard. Let's ask him.
Oh, you're the guest of the Patriarch, right? Feel free to wander around. Just steer clear of the back.
alright.
Hold on. Where do you think you're going? Hold on. Where do you think you're...
Okay,
Not mention the back of the mountain is off limits outside. Turn around and head back.
Huh. Now I'm really curious. I really want to go. I guess we'll have no choice to go because some problems might
Are you
rise.
ready to unwind after your long journey, esteemed guests?
Yep. We're done here. In the evening, the Tianli resident presents a lavish dinner.
All these ingredients are from Qingyu City, where the royal officials of old used to savor similar dishes. Try these traditional flavors we've rediscovered.
Ooh. She always eating, bro. Shin's eye light up at the sight of the meal. She immediately digs in. The sound of chewing fills the air.
Watch your manners, Sin. We're guests here.
But why bother? I'm totally starving after a day of fighting. Oh, these noodles have the perfect chew. The soup tastes great. I could go for another bowl.
We use mountain spring water to cook these noodles, ensuring top-notch quality.
Huh? So it's not from Tianshi Lake atop Mount Tianshi. I thought.
There is an expression turned grim at the mention of Tianchi Lake.
We never use water from Tianshi Lake, little girl.
Shin widens her eyes with curiosity.
Why is that?
It's a tradition. Like a prohibition on leaving Qingyu City. It might not matter much now, but in the past, without a water supply, we had to trek far for water daily.
That's weird. Why did your ancestors create so many weird rules?
Yeah, exactly. Too much pride. Too prideful. The resident expression darkens once
A
more.
piece of advice for you, little girl. Don't bring up that legend in front of our people.
Why is that?
What, is it taboo or something?
The legend itself is not taboo, but Xixia is. I know many see him as humanity's first ancestor, but we don't. We have our own ancestor, Li Jing.
Ah, that's why. Y'all are too prideful to admit that he lost to Yichia. Okay.
Let's set aside Li
Got
Jing's
it.
tales for now. Your tone suggests you're not quite fond of Jixia, right?
No, I'm not. As for the reason, according to our lore, Xixia betrayed Li Jing in the past, leading to his gruesome demise.
I doubt that's the case. I doubt he would betray him unless... I don't know what happened. Y'all don't know the history 100% of the time. It's been nearly 5,000 years, or maybe 5,000 or 4,500. Anyways, it's been that long. I mean, come on, bro. How do you know exactly what
But
happened?
I thought history books painted them as close friends.
Maybe they were friends once, but people change, you know? In our folklore, the first Qian dynasty was a joint effort of Jixia and Li Jing. Jixia was unable to defeat our ancestor, so he proposed ruling the world together. Out of trust, our patriarch Li Jing let him establish his capital on Mount Tianshu, originally our territory. Jixia then turned treacherous, scheming to kill Li Jing and seize power.
Is Zero eating? Well, she is. Looks like she's eating, yeah.
Following Li Jing's death, the Ji clan feared the mighty Tianli clan, leading Jixia and his followers to oppress us. Our people endured hardships. The strong were enslaved to build the city, and the elderly and children were mercilessly slaughtered.
Are you sure that's what happened? Or is it just because someone told you that's what happened in history?
This This is totally different from what's written in history books.
Well,
The G Clan values written records, while we share it. Well, don't take it to heart. Think of it as folklore. After all, it all happened thousands of years ago, so nobody can say for sure, right? Some past stories have blurred between history and myths over time. While it doesn't matter what you outsiders believe, but my clan takes our ancestral teaching seriously. So, a reminder for you. Don't mention anything about Jisha in front of our people.
That clarifies the stubborn aspect.
Shin appears to tune out the conversation, gobbling down all the remaining food and licking her fingers clean. Damn, girl, chill.
Do you have more?
Uh,
Shin,
No, I'm really sorry about this. We didn't anticipate such a hearty appetite from you. We've run out of dishes for today.
damn, bro, she ate it all.
We'll take note of this. Seems like we'll have to prepare more food when we open a restaurant.
Oh my god, Shin. I mean, she can eat all their food for all I care, honestly. Oh, man. They're too prideful. I don't like that, bro. I mean, sure, you care about your heritage and history, but come on, man. You don't know what happened exactly. Lone crane under the moon. The night grows darker, yet the cerulean mist lingers inside Yingyu City remains unbroken. Through the mist, the moonlight takes on a rusty greenish hue, reminiscent of an ancient bronze mirror. The night breeze sweeps through the tower and Mount Tianhui, causing the distant forest to rustle. Although usually soothing, the sound carries an eerie undertone like whispering through the mist. I toss and turn once more, struggling to find sleep. The events I've encountered since arriving in Tian replay in my mind. Zero?
I'm here.
Don't you need some rest?
Yeah. Struggling to sleep?
Something's on my mind. With a clap sound, Zero closes the book in her hand.
The moonlight is bright. Let's step outside and take a stroll.
Understood. The moon, accompanied by drifting clouds, cast a bright light. Faint cloud shadows blend with the tree shadows on the ground. Among the shadows, a subtle glimmer of light appears. However, it is not moonlight. It is softer and fluffier like a feather. Just as I move closer, a cane blocks off my path. What's wrong? It's the same thing. Why they did it twice? A soft breeze brushes my face, causing the tree shadows to dance on the ground. As I gaze, following the breeze, the dense pines and bamboo on the mountain sway like ripples. Under the moonlight, a slender, graceful figure emerges within the bamboo forest. I can't help but hold my breath, not wanting to disturb this creature inhabiting the tranquility. It is a crane? Or a heron? Whatever it is undoubtedly linked to the ancient songs and legends, and it is remarkably large. Sensing human presence, the giant bird subtly bends its slender neck and turns. Its eyes gleam with a warm red hue in the moonlight, akin to fireflies or stars. From this distance, it is hard for anyone to discern whether its gaze is fixed on me or on Zero beside me. Yet almost instinctively, I am certain that the bird focus is undeniably on me. Its eyes lack the typical fear or wariness that birds often exhibit towards humans, nor do they pause the untamed ferocity of a wild animal. Instead, an indescribable serenity emanates from them. It may sound odd to describe a bird's gaze as one of wisdom, but its gaze makes me feel that way. Only then do I notice that the bird has only one leg, as translucent as green crystals. Suddenly, another gust of wind blows, forcing me to shut my eyes from the sand. When the wind settles and I reopen my eyes, the mountain stands silent with only the pines and bamboo gently swaying. Zero gazes at the clouds. Following her gaze, I notice a streak of clouds in the sky, moving swiftly, disappearing from sight in an instant. Let's follow it.
That sound is coming from the back of the mountain.
Look, there are footprints here on the ground.
And they look like a child's footprints.
Could it be the same kid from earlier today?
We shouldn't intrude on their sacred land.
What if the kid is in danger?
All right, I'll go with you.
Alright, we go and
Let's
we
follow
go.
those footprints.
See? My curiosity is about to be sated.
Hold on, that's...
Yep, that's the crane. What are you doing here, kid?
Hey, look! It's the outsider!
I recognize that face. It's the same child we rescued earlier today.
Why are you still out at this hour?
That's the question I should be asking you.
Just don't tell my parents. I was so bored that I sneaked out the window.
What's behind that stone gate?
I don't know either, but the adults always warned us to stay out of there. But my friend said that they heard some strange noises behind that gate, so I got curious too. Maybe there's some sort of monster sealed there. I'm feeling sleepy.
It's getting late. We'll take you back home. The child doesn't say anything more. Just snuggles into my arms and drifts off to sleep. Wow, sleep that fast? I wish I had that ability, bro. Takes me 2 hours to close my eyes, bro. Soon the sound of this soft snores fills the air. I guess we leave. Yeah. As we exit the bamboo forest, a teenager silhouette emerges through the mist. The familiar jingle of silver pendant resonates in the air. At this moment, he is surrounded by a pack of beasts on the verge of attacking him.
So it's you. Stay back. Leave those beasts to me, and we'll discuss your intrusion into our sacred lands later.
Oh my god, bro. So strict and so uptight, bro. Should chill for a bit, man. Should try to learn how to enjoy life. Oh wait, you don't know how to enjoy life. I forgot people like you exist. Ah.
God melting gold!
What a surprise!
I don't like the playstyle where you need to consume HP to attack, honestly. Yeah.
Trivial skill!
Unless you heal yourself, then maybe. Like Firefly. Firefly does that well. The teenager sheathes his blade. Wait. All the beasts have been repelled. The teenager sheathes his blade and turns to us, his gaze still sharp. Leeche?
Is that how outsiders address hosts nowadays? Well, just call me Leecher.
That's what I just did.
I believe my people warned you not to roam without permission. What's up? Too dull to sleep peacefully? Seeking thrills by trespassing our sacred lands?
No.
I see. You're struggling to sleep. Things could be worse. If you were affected like those animals and lost your marbles, I'd have to...
The teenager pauses, then approaches a rapture that has been knocked unconscious against the wall, revealing a mix of emotions.
The Bureau of Cultural Relics will come here for this hole in the wall. Forget it. I'll have someone else handle it.
The teenager squats down, examining the rapture's wing.
Its feathers have turned to metal. It's amazing that it can still fly.
You can see its mutant feathers.
What's that supposed to mean? I'm not blind. And those animals, their eyes all turned green. What exactly is going on at Mount Tianshui? Lucky for you, I'm on patrol tonight, or your safety would be in question. Also, while I let you stay tonight, wandering freely within my clan wasn't part of the deal. What are you snooping around for?
Just as tension peaks, the boy in my arms wakes up rubbing his eyes and hopping down.
Huh? Yeah. Hey, Brother Chu, why are you still out at this hour?
I could ask you the same.
The boy dashes to Leisha's side. Leisha squats, gently patting the child's head, his expression becoming more and more jilted.
I was bored, so I suggested a game of hide and seek with the guests, and we ended up here.
The child winks at me cleverly. Suspicious at the boy's words, Leisha is about to say something, but the boy interrupts in an innocent tone.
What are you doing here, Brother Chu? Ah, I see. You're playing hide and seek too.
Nonsense. And I told you to call me patriarch in front of outsiders.
Come on, it's all the same. Brother Chu is the patriarch. The patriarch is Brother Chu.
Fine. All right. Didn't your parents tell you not to sneak out at night and playing hide and seek with our guests?
They did, but it was so dull. You're all busy, and only they had time to play with me.
Leisha shoots a question looking at us.
I'm sorry for the trouble.
He then turns to the boy.
Now's not the time for games. I'm taking you back now.
The boy pouts.
Please, Brother Chu, don't tell my parents about it.
No guarantees. All right, time to head back.
Leisha rises and glances back at us, his expression much gentler.
Come along. I'll escort you back to your rooms, too. Once dawn breaks, feel free to head out on your own.
He glances up at the night sky, muttering.
The Big Dipper is bright. The mist is almost gone.
I can't help but gaze up at the starry sky. Yes, the Big Dipper is truly bright. The mist is almost cleared. Okay, 10. The Big Dipper. The Big Dipper. Dip in the Dipper. In ancient texts of the duel is described as almost mythical and not entirely credible. Nevertheless, nearly all records depict the beginning of the duel with a sudden mist. The mist of Mount Tianhui lingered for 3 days. The clash of sword and blades stirred blizzards and thunderstorms. The duel has lasted 3 full days, yet the opponent shows no sign of fatigue. He cannot be maimed or killed. Despite enduring numerous strikes, this beast remains undaunted, aiming for the throat in the next moment. This is a foe who defies his best efforts. What terror! What excitement! What ecstasy! The fire in his heart blazed fiercer, each blow growing more potent. Finally, a resounding clang echoes. The sword and blade shatter simultaneously. Without hesitation, the two men drop their broken weapons and raise their fists, charging at each other. As night descends, once more the clouds dispersed, a chill permeating the air. The two men lie on the ground exhausted. Their blood seeps into the earth beneath them. Were it not for their chests rising and falling vigorously, they could be mistaken for corpses. The mist dissipates and the duel concludes.
Didn't think it would end like this.
The bright moon hangs in the sky, starts twinkling. The two men gaze up at the starry sky, breaking into laughter. The laughter is short-lived, gaining way to grimaces as their wounds protest. After a while, Jixia steadies his breathing, quietly contemplating the starry expanse above. His eyes, deeper than the night, reflect the brilliant river of stars. Suddenly, he blinks, gesturing towards something as if boasting to Ling Yun.
Look, Legion, check out those stars.
Yixia lacks the strength to point out the star's location. However, the 7 stars shining brightly amidst the others immediately capture Li Yun's attention with their moon-like radiance.
What's that?
I call them the Big Dipper. They always point north. When its handle points east, it's spring. When it points south, it's summer. When it points west, it's fall. When it points north, it's winter. That's how I guide my people to plow in spring, farm in summer, harvest in fall, and hibernate in winter at the right times. They've also been leading us straight west on this journey.
Yixia lets out a long sigh.
Even for myself, it took me several years to figure out this pattern.
Li Yun ponders for a moment.
So, you fought your way here with this Big Dipper and your shabby weapons?
Yixia chuckles.
Speaking of weapons, who can claim to be the top weapon maker in your presence?
Li Yun smiles with self-conceit.
You still have that humor. Seems the cerulean crystal sword hasn't seen your full potential yet.
Taking a deep breath, he rises from the ground and extends his hand to Yixia.
Let's go. I'll craft you a sword worthy of your skills.
Although Li Yun's hand still bears the wounds inflicted by Yixia, he disregards them. Watching blood dripping from Li Yun's fingertips, Yixia clasps it with his own blood-stained hand in return.
Sure.
Their blood mingles. Thus, with blood as their vow, their clans form an alliance beneath the Big Dipper. This oath will remain unbroken. Whoever breaches it shall be cursed by heaven and earth. Something went wrong. I think that something went wrong. It's not normal for them to have that blood feud. Someone did something, and I don't think it's Li Xuan's people.
It's time to compose a new piece.
All right, let's keep going. Only one way to figure what happened out. To figure out what happened. Reconnection. Next morning, the mist dissipates and the sun ascends over Qingyu City. A new day dawns as I stand outside the abode. The street lies silent and deserted, as if yesterday's events had never occurred. Except, as I glance back, the clan's patriarch, the dominating teenager, watches us from upstairs.
Please go. No need for a farewell.
Oh my god. The resident seems about to speak, but the patriarch's gaze eventually unnerves him. He restrains his words and respectfully gestures to us in the ancient Tian style.
See you later, brother and sister. Let's play again next time.
Okay. We continue walking until they are out of our sight.
You didn't cause any trouble last night, did you? Is it just me, or did their expression turn even more sour as we were leaving?
Hey, why are you staring at me?
Who knows? Maybe some troublemakers sneaked in and ransacked their kitchen in the dead of night.
What did you just say?
Oh, it's nothing. Just talking to myself.
I do have something to ask.
What's on your mind, head librarian?
Do cranes live on Mount Tianhui?
A crane? Well, there are many crane reliefs and statues in Qingyu City. They're mostly cultural relics. Ecologically speaking, cranes are typically found near wetlands by rivers, right? They wouldn't normally go to a high place like Mount Tianhui except during migration.
But I saw an unusual crane last night.
What was so unusual about it?
It was unusually large, about this huge. Achu seemed surprised before grinning.
That was probably just your imagination, head librarian. How could there be a bird that huge? By the way, what do you think of those people, Jin?
Their noodles are super tasty.
Noodles? You're all about food. Haven't you noticed anything unusual about those people?
Are you referring to their tourist scams or selling mass-produced stuff?
Are you talking about transcendental perception?
That's the germ one would expect from the erudite head librarian.
Come on, speak in plain language.
Those people are extraordinary.
She points at her own eyes.
Field of vision refers to the limit of what the naked eye can perceive. For example, to explain red, the audience should understand the concept of colors. But those people see colors in anomaly, which only we're supposed to see.
Precisely. Regular folks don't see what we do. To them, things outside their field of vision get altered and rationalized. Most people see contaminated animals as greenish. They don't grasp that crystals are growing on their flesh. But those Qianli people perceive things as we do. I wonder if Master Yuanquan knows anything about this. Wait, is he being lenient with them because he's already aware of this? I don't get it. Let's keep moving. The mist is too dense. Even the mist clearing lamp won't help us here. There should be temporary purifiers nearby. Let's activate them.
Yes, you said the same thing earlier.
If you get the angle just right, you can activate multiple purifiers.
Yes, we already figured this out earlier. Hello?
Great job. You're getting the hang of using this mist clearing lamp. You can keep it.
You said so earlier. Why did you have to repeat yourself? Trying to check. Oh, there we go. See? I knew it. I knew something was amiss. I smelled it from afar away. Hey man, I'm a sucker for collecting the shit. What can I do? Okay, I'm a completionist. It's in my blood. I'm a completionist addict. Okay. Really? That's not what I aimed. But sure. Can I not just, you know, do this? Do I have to? Can I not destroy it? And why are you looking that way? Ah, that's why. Okay, there we go. And you get over here. And get over here. There you go. Chest, yeah, baby. Chest. All aboard. I can't see. Legally blind. Alright. I think that's the third chest. Yes, yes, yes. Holy shit! Oh, I nearly died there. Oh my god. What? Hello? Monkey see, monkey do. Monkey run away. Okay, we keep going. Keep going.
Fire is burning.
There it is. Chesto. What?
Signal's much better now.
No, what?
Watch my back, Shin.
It didn't even take.
Again.
Bro, they didn't give me a second to pick up the thing. Oh my god, really? That's not fair. That was not fair. I'm pissed off now. Come on, it was there, bro. I saw the chest. You saw the chest. God damn, bro.
If you get the angle just right, you can activate multiple purifiers in one go.
There we go. God damn, that was horrible. That took me a while. What the fuck?
Let's move upward before giving it another shot.
Oh, that was horrible. That was really horrible, man. You should never do that again, please.
The mist is back. I'm counting on you, head librarian of Emaon. Yeah, activate all the purifiers just like before.
There.
All right, we should have some peace for a little while.
That was way easier than the prior one. A series of beep emanates from Azi's phone.
This is Tangzi speaking, Your Excellency. Last night, we encountered cerulean vapor and rampaging beasts, so we had to seek refuge at the Qianli clan to ensure the head librarian's safety. It was a hasty decision, and I regret not being able to inform you promptly.
No worries. Your quick thinking was commendable. How are you and the head librarian faring now?
All is well.
I'm awaiting you at the heart of the royal palace. Please escort our esteemed head librarian there. You will be passing through the dam, and the situation there can be precarious. It's essential to protect the head librarian and deliver our esteemed guest to me safely.
Sure.
The call concludes. Azu's serious expression immediately transforms into a playful grin.
Let's go ahead. You heard Master Yuan Chuan, right? He's waiting for you.
Royal Palace. As we traverse the street, a sheer cliff looms ahead.
We're almost there. Once we climb up here, it's the restricted area open only to royal members.
I remember reading a book about the royal palace in Qingyu City. It detailed a perennial waterfall cascading from the mountain and merging into the Grandeur River.
Yep, and this is the very waterfall the book talked about. It originates from the Qianchi Lake atop the mountain where the palace is located. When the crisis broke out, we pinpointed the Qianchi Lake as the pollution source, so we promptly sealed the sluice gates to halt the flow. However, the water infrastructure in Qingyu City is ancient, left largely unaltered due to its historical value. So, when we attempted to shut the gates, we discovered many of them weren't functioning properly. We took great efforts in repairing them, but by then, the polluted water had already seeped downstream. Fortunately, it appears the repairs are nearly complete now. Once we overcome this crisis, we'll reopen the gates and restore the picturesque surroundings.
Hansu, you're just in time. The sluice gates were recently repaired, but these repairs were temporary and lacked foolproof assurances. With cerulean water now pooled here, the cerulean vapor is notably intense. Please be careful. Another of our members will meet you on the opposite side.
Okay.
Forgive all sins.
I hear no music, no nothing. What's going on?
Please, just go ahead and avoid lingering here. The dam is still undergoing repairs and its stability is uncertain. Moreover, we've detected seismic activity near Mount Tianxue.
Do you mean an earthquake?
Hopefully not, but the chances are significant.
Okay.
This must be Master Yan Chen's esteemed guest. Exactly. I'm escorting Head Librarian for an audience with His Excellency. Behind me is a hidden passage leading to the royal palace. Please pass through it.
Alright.
All that hard work paid off. The royal palace is just ahead.
Ooh, this is nice. Oh man. That looks really nice. I wanted to walk on top of the bridge. What happened? Freedom. Oh, Mizu! Mizu, Mizu! Very much Mizu indeed. Very Mizu moment. Mizu is water in Japanese. If you didn't get that part. Alright, let's see. The green glazed tills shimmer under the clear sky, reminiscent of newly forged dragon scales. If Tianli Mansion embodies profound history, this place exudes an aura of unyielding grandeur. The golden platform jade pavilion and towers adorned with dragons and phoenixes all suggest that this place was the emperor's residence. Before the collapse of the old Qian Empire, the palace was the heart of the vast land of millennia.
Choose the world's heart for founding a nation, and choose the nation's core for erecting a palace. This was Jixia's message to his people when he decided to establish his capital here. Over the centuries, it has grown and transformed into what we see today. All monarchs bowed, kingdoms melded as one. Atop Mount Qianshui gleams Qingyu, the sun. This excerpt stems from the poem of Qingyu City, written by an ancient scholar. Quite remarkable, isn't it?
A girl holding a peculiar staff is standing at the gates.
Ah, here comes our guide. Here, Ming Xiaomin.
Fondly called by Atsu, the girl shows a mix of weariness and indifference, giving a brief nod before approaching me.
Esteemed head librarian in Zero, I'm Ming from Weishe, assigned by Master Yuan Chuan to lead you through the royal palace. The palace has a complex layout, so please stay close to me to avoid getting lost.
Alright. Ooh. True to Ming's words, upon entering the city gates, I see a maze. Pathways, each building grand in its own way, making it hard to discern their purpose from the outside.
In ancient times, not only did the emperor live here, but all the government offices were also housed within these walls. This pathway used to be the minister's route to the court, linking to the main hall by the Tianqi Lake. Unfortunately, it's now submerged due to neglect. This way leads to the Lake Observation Pavilion. That one to the Royal Library, and the pavilion on the other side was for military matters.
Ming enumerates these details as we progress.
Your knowledge is truly impressive, Ming.
Zero looks amazed while Ming tilts her head slightly.
Well, it's just part of my job. When not on Weishe duties, I delve into folklore and relic research, specializing in Qingyu City's ancient history.
Ming! Why not explore Shu Customs? You have a contact number right here for first-hand information. I promise you exclusive insights. You could write numerous essays from what I share. Fame and recognition await.
Not interested. You're only after publicity. Forget it. I won't be part of your camera show.
Hey, that's my girl. We understand each other. Yes, I don't want to be a public person. I don't want my face to be plastered all over the internet. Okay?
Alas, another failed attempt to sway our Ming Xiaomin.
Your desire for exposure is what evident?
Exposure. Well, I don't mind exposure, but I don't want to show my face. If I can help it. Abruptly, their banter ceases.
We've arrived.
The vista expands, leading to a grand square bordered by azure waters and ancient pines. The distant snow-capped peaks glisten in the clear daylight.
Tianqi Lake.
A figure stands erect by the land side. His silver hair indicates advanced age as he appears lost in contemplation. All the Weishe members stop their steps with reverence.
Please go ahead, head librarian.
Master Yuan Chuan is expecting you in Zero's arrival. We won't be accompanying you any further.
No worries. That old man, Master Yuan Chuan, is friendly and won't give you a hard time.
Understood. Hello, old man. As I move towards the elder, a cold wind brushes my face, sending a shiver down my spine. The height atop Mount Xingyu is so great that the air feels thin. Once again, I can't help but recall the question I had when I first saw this mountain. What did the emperor who chose this location for his capital see in this lake that led him to place his bronze throne atop the snowy mountain, secluded from the hustle and bustle of the world? Yeah. New chapter. Several months have passed since the two clans forged an alliance, following the reconciliation to the once battleground swiftly transformed into a hub of prosperity. After the winter passed, orderly farmland emerged on the previously barren banks and of the Grand River. The smithy from Tianli clan now blazes on the land of Yi clan, smoke weaving through the trails while fishing boats shuttle back and forth along the river. Walking together through the field path, Li Yun and Yi Xia witnessed grains typically grown only in the lower reaches of the great river, sprouting fresh shoots. With the new leaves unfurling, the lush field undulate with greenery. Sorry about that, my throat hurts. Soon, the two clans will embrace their first shared harvest season.
This is incredible.
What's wrong?
I'll drink water in the meantime.
The view from the mountain never used to be like this.
Oh, how was it before?
It was cold before you came here. There were no lights, and at night, all you could see were the stars and the river.
Isn't it a shame to have nothing on such fertile land?
No. Back then, it was just right for us. We Tianli people are toughened by the mountains, wilderness, and blizzards. That was the ideal scenery for us.
So we've disrupted your ideal scenery, I suppose.
Li Yun chuckled.
That was my initial thought too. But for now, well, it's not bad.
He looks at the people working in the fields.
I've never seen a clan as large as yours. How many people do you have?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Hey, Brother Sanglo.
You should turn to call to the historian trailer a few steps
How many people
behind.
do we have now?
I'm trying to calculate, but it's proving tricky. We have over 500,000 capable men and women for farming, and with the elderly and kids, the total must exceed 700,000.
700? Damn.
First as well, but based on reports from our clan and others who've joined us, that's the count. Just tallying up the numbers for our people used over 2,000 counting knots, enough to fill numerous carts.
Holy shit!
How many clans have joined us?
It's 1,900 miles from the East Sea shores to here. A total of 147 clans, 325 families, and 864 bloodlines have united with us. Of course, we can't mobilize all of them, so most have remained where they were. As for our followers, roughly 200,000 people have come with us.
Oh, there's a lot of people.
Wow, that's quite a crowd. Are they getting along well?
Mostly, though there are occasional tensions. Adjusting to new neighbors takes time, especially with so many clans living together.
Yishi pauses before making a decisive decision.
When we get back, let everyone know we're halting our upstream journey for a good rest.
Jixia, are you really the patriarch of your clan? Feels like Sang Luo is the one who actually does the management.
Exactly it. Management.
My focus is on those details. For a massive clan like ours, knowing when to advance, when to pause, when to fight, and when to rest is far more critical than numbers.
You know what? Sometimes I think Brother Sanglo might be better suited for this role. Maybe I should pass on the chieftain title to him.
That's a good one too, chieftain.
Up ahead, the field path suddenly gives way to lush
That
weeds
wraps up our newly cultivated field for this year.
and overgrown bushes.
How about plans for next year's plots? Any ideas on that?
I've already sent people to survey the wastelands. Once that's done, we'll relocate our people there.
How's the progress on clearing the wasteland?
It takes around 10 days for 5 strong laborers to clear an acre. With oxen, it might speed up, but we're short on oxen.
It takes 3 to 4 years for a calf to mature enough to plow, and they eat a lot of grass.
Yishian turns to Li Yun.
Legion, could you spare some of those miraculous crystals for the craftsmen to craft farming tools?
Farming tools? You're planning to make hoes and plows with cerulean crystals?
Yeah, we've got plenty of weapons now. If those crystals can handle enemies, they surely can handle rocks and roots just fine. But with our current population and land, we'll need a huge amount of tools. Mind sharing how many cerulean crystals are left?
Leo narrows his eyes, his tone curious.
You really want to know the number?
Yep, but it's okay if you'd rather not say.
Leon gazes at Yishia's clear eyes, then slowly relaxes his clenched fists.
Well, it's about time. Follow me. I'm taking you somewhere.
Yishia raises his eyebrows.
Oh, that looks as it's a fantastic spot.
Next day in the mountains. Streams gurgle in the shady woods.
This mountain seems endless. How much farther do we have to go?
We're not even halfway there yet.
Wait, hold on. You're not still bothered by our last duel, are you?
Why bring that up now?
Because this place seems so isolated. Perfect for hiding corpses.
Am I that devious to you? If I wanted you dead, do you think you'd still be standing here?
Fair point.
Yishia stops and turns around.
Can you keep up with us, Brother Sanglo?
Yeah, I'll manage. Don't worry about me.
Stop acting tough, Brother Sanglo. Let's take a breather.
Thank you, Chieftain.
The three of them pause beside the mountain stream. Although the sun still shines brightly, a chill creeps into the air. The tree cover thins compared to the base of the mountain, giving way to sporadic shrubs amidst the rocks. Yixia bends down, extending his hand not for water, but to retrieve a mineral from the stream bed. The ore, tinged with a cerulean hue, bears an uncanny resemblance to a beast fang.
We've been following this path upstream, Legion. We didn't spot any cerulean crystals at the mountain's base. About 5 miles up, we started spotting crystal fragments among the pebbles, though they were tricky to spot. By the time we hit 10 miles, the crystals resembled gravel. 20 miles in, they were larger, like pine nuts. And now they're nearly the size of bird eggs. So you're leading me toward the source of this stream, where we can find a vein of cerulean crystals as well, right?
Exactly. We Xian Li folks aren't one to forget kindness. You've shared your farming techniques with us, so it's only fair I share our forging methods in return.
Yixia chuckles lightly.
Now I see why your clan was reluctant to leave this mountain. If we had such a rich mine, we'd stay put too.
Li Yun snorts derisively.
My clan has safeguarded this mine for generations. It was only during my reign that we began crafting weapons from it, even though we've never ventured beyond these borders. On the other hand, some so-called peaceful clan nearly conquered the entire region and still sought to expand the domain.
Yep.
Gosh, you can be quite harsh sometimes, you know.
Weapons made from cerulean crystals are incredibly sharp and shouldn't fall into the wrong hands.
Confused, Yixia states, his eyes widen.
Huh? What did I say?
You
mentioned using those crystals to craft farming tools, Chieftain.
Oh, right. That's what I mentioned.
Yixia speaks as if taking it for granted.
Imagine crafting pots with it for tastier dishes, hoes for easier plowing, and wheels for sturdier carts. What's so special about it that it's stuck with you for so long, Lord of Weaponry?
Li Yun is struck dumb for a moment. Zhang Luo smiles and bows to the irritated Li Yun.
Our chieftain is always like this, a bit carefree. Please excuse him.
After a long time, when Yixia recalled his past with the famous poem Wine and Flowers in hand, a futile attempt to chase echoes of lost youth in a journey's empty space, he retained vivid memories of the day when he climbed the mountain. Following Li Yun, Yixia occasionally glances up at the sky where wispy clouds dance in a delicate balance of light and shadow. The icy mountain stream swirls around his feet. The chilling touch sends a shiver through his body. He pauses and turns around, watching the path he has traversed, gazing back downstream. Inexplicably, he has a vague feeling that he should stop tracing upstream and turn back now. Little does he know, a life drifts like water. And when one does not turn back when they should, the opportunity is gone forever. The dreamlike time passes and fades like snow melting in silence. By the time Yixia snaps out of his trance, Li Yun has already stopped.
Here we are.
The sun is dipping low in the western sky. The stream alongside them has now transformed into a glistening waterfall. Above the waterfall stands a majestic snow peak, overlooking a vast lake that shimmers gently in the breeze, resembling an eye gazing up at the heavens. Yixia stares at the lake, feeling entranced. At that moment, he has an eerie feeling that the lake is gazing back at him.
The scenery here is truly breathtaking. What's the name of this
That's what
place?
they're hiding in the current time Tianxi clan.
Jianjie Lake.
Jianxi Lake.
Yashia savors the name for a moment.
A great name.
Yashia kneels down towards the turquoise lake, dipping his fingers into the cool surface, feeling a refreshing rush. From the bank to the lake's depths, the water darkens towards the center, where it turns into a deep, impenetrable greenish hue, with countless cerulean crystals accumulating beneath. These crystals take on peculiar shapes reminiscent of living creatures' skeletons. Yixia closes his eyes suddenly. The snow water under his touch feels no longer cold. What the hell? For a moment, the serene Tianxi lake transforms into boiling blood, cerulean crystals morphing into shark white bones. Started, Yishi abruptly opens his eyes, taking several steps back, ignoring the puzzling gaze from Li Yun and Xianluo. Twilight descends from the clouds, providing a panoramic view down the mountain, revealing the landscape stretching 100 miles in all directions. Far in the distance, the Grand River flows eastward, vanishing into the distant horizon. Along the river, the banks are twinkled with scattered lights. The haunting premonition that once lingered suddenly intensifies within him.
My clan has safeguarded this mine for generations. It was only during my reign that we began crafting weapons from it. Even though we've never ventured beyond these borders. Weapons made from cerulean crystals are incredibly sharp and shouldn't fall into the wrong hands. If not for your words, I wouldn't have brought you here.
Mostly, though there are occasional tensions. Adjusting to new neighbors takes time, especially with so many clans living together.
The view from the mountain never used to be like this. There were no lights, and at night, all you could see were the stars and the river.
Why did I suddenly remember his words? Yixia feels a bit bewildered. In moments like these, his thoughts often surrender to his instincts.
Sangluo.
Yes, Chieftain.
As you see, with our people scattered across this vast region, future traffic could pose a challenge. It might be a good idea to establish a settlement. And as for where to put it, what do you think about building it on this mountain, Legion?
Legion looks surprised, raising his eyebrows.
A city here? But why?
Why not? Don't you want our people here?
That's not the case. But are your people okay with this? They're not used to mountain life yet. Why not consider building at the mountain's base? Wouldn't that be more practical?
Li Yun follows Kishia's gaze downwards and stops his words. Atop this treacherous mountain, everything is revealed clearly in front of his eyes.
I see your point now. If conflicts arise unexpectedly between those clans.
Unusually, Yixia neither agrees nor disagrees with Li Yun, just muttering to himself.
Now that we have so many people, it's time to pause. Charging forward blindly might lead us to ruin. Let's hold off on further exploration for now. We need to give our people time to get to know each other.
Get to know each other, huh? Some of those clans have crossed paths with us before, and I'm sure they'll have conflicts with your people down the line.
Well, as long as we can build a life here, this is home. Arguing at home beats arguing out there without a place to return to. And even if clashes happen, your people will help smooth things over.
I don't recall agreeing to be a mediator.
Looks like I can rely on you more in the future, Lord of Weaponry.
Hey, Song... whatever. How did your chieftain end up like this?
Sorry, but you better get used to him sooner rather than later.
As they enter, a flock of white cranes fly by. Their claws slice through the surface, turning the lake into a shimmering spectacle. An eerie hush falls over the three of them on the bank. In the next instant, as if an invisible force smooths out all creases between heaven and earth, the lake falls into a sudden stillness. It is an uncanny calmness. Even all creatures adrift on the lake appear frozen in place. The depths of Tianqi Lake, previously obscured from view, become crystal clear. Then a majestic presence unveils itself before them.
Has that thing always been there?
Yixia is the first to catch his breath, pointing towards the center. Following his gaze, Li Yun widens his eyes in astonishment. Beneath the surface looms a colossal shadow. Shaped like a towering pillar, it plunges straight into the unfathomable depths. Its form looks rugged, as if carved by crude tools, akin to the work of an unskilled artisan. However, its eerie contours suggest a craftsmanship beyond human touch.
I've visited here countless times, but never noticed such a pillar before.
In stark contrast to the tranquil beauty, the dark moonlit seems like an ominous thorn piercing into the lake's eyes.
This pillar must be ancient.
Oh, can you determine its era of origin?
No, I can't. It's just a hunch. The structure. I'm afraid it has stood here since before humanity emerged.
The lake gleams under the setting sun. Wisps of cerulean hues emanate from the giant pillar, swirling like ethereal smoke. Like ink blending into water, the lake surrounding the pillar soon takes on a metallic cellular hue. The hue continues to expand until the color in the lake's center becomes so dense that the lake bed is obstructed. Li Yun becomes alerted by the unusual sight, while Xiang Liu steps back in fright. The cranes, which just landed on the opposite bank, scattered in panic. Only one white crane remains akin to Yi Xiao. Yi Xiao glances at the crane and notices that one of its legs broken, which is why it didn't fly away like its peers. The crane glances at the lake as if contemplating a sip, but then turns its attention to Yi Xia, tucking its beak under its wings to preen. Entranced by the peculiar scene, Yi Xia, as if guided by some mysterious force, bends down once more, scooping up a handful of cerulean water. The water feels cold, clear, and refreshing against its palm.
Hold on. Jixia!
However, by the time Jixia has completed the entire handful in one swift motion. Upon opening his eyes, Jixia notices that the white crane on the opposite bank also takes a sip of water. Their gaze met. The crane remains silent, while Yixia smiles at the crane before shifting his gaze towards his concerned companions.
Don't worry, it's sweet. Good to know it's not poisoned.
The cerulean hue in the lake begins to dissipate as Yixia stands up once more.
This place is truly remarkable. Let's build our city around this lake.
Yes, chieftain.
Thus, the city erected atop mountain, Mount Tianhui, came to be known as Qingyu City, reigning over the vast land of Xian, Pomerania, to come. A new chapter in Xian's illustrations history begins to unfold. From the East Sea, the Emperor ascended, tracing the rivers westward, securing countless victories and expanding his dominion. The Yi clan swiftly conquered rival clans, uniting the land under the heavens, sanctioned rule in mere decades. Tianli clan, renowned for their metallurgical prowess, crafted bronze wares, enhancing the people's lives with convenience, progress in the bell and tripods. They enriched ceremonies and music, advancing education across the realms. The emperor directed hundreds of artisans to construct a city atop the mountains named Xingyu, envisioned as the world's nucleus, a throne of supreme political authority. The emperor assigned Xiang Luo the role of historian, meticulously recording every detail within his realm. He christened the mountain Tianhui, symbolizing the heavenly court, disseminating rituals and music extensively, and named the river Grandeur as the vital lifeline of his people, aiding all walks of life equally. Henceforth, the annals of history were tinged with a distinct cerulean tint. Wow, very nice. The meeting. On the banks of Tianqi Lake, atop Mount Tianhui, in Xingyu City, an elder, as straight-backed as a pine, peers at the deep green pool, then shuts his eyes in reflection. Upon hearing approaching steps, he opens his eyes and turns around.
I have been anticipating your arrival.
Damn,
The head librarian of the Library of Babel. Pleased to meet you. This old one is Yuan Chen of Weishu. I didn't expect the new leader of the Amayan sages to be this young. I was saddened to hear from John Tan that the Tower of Babel, standing for millennia, collapsed overnight. And I heard that many Amayan were stranded in the library, their fate uncertain. As part of CAVE, we at Weishu should have put all our efforts into aiding them. However, with the cerulean water causing havoc, we can barely spare any resources. We even had to rely on your assistance to resolve the crisis in Zhonglin City.
The elderly post carefully examined.
I received reports. While the crisis there has been resolved, it appears that you've extended the Library of Babel, or at least a part of it, into Qian's domain, head librarian.
What's that supposed to mean?
According to the report, the time in Zhonglin City has been cut off from our main timeline and trapped in a static temporal realm.
Yes.
Given the circumstances, I believe the only factor causing this phenomenon is you.
Yes, it is me. 0 steps forward.
Master Yuan Chen, are you doubting our head librarian?
The elder shakes his head.
No, I believe you harbor no ill will, and I appreciate your help, even if you may not fully grasp the extent of your abilities. The source behind this must be an anomaly. Considering all the CAVE members present in Zhonglin City at that time, it's logical to attribute it to the Library of Babel. After all, only that enigmatic library could exert such influence over space and time on such a grand scale. While the Tower of Babel has collapsed, its connection to our world appears intact.
Yeah, it's only the tower. Once again, the elder fixes his keen
John
gaze
informed
on
me
me.
that you were chosen by Cosmos, the former head librarian, as his successor. The decisions of the Amayan sages can truly be elusive. Nevertheless, the detachment of Zhonglin City from the main timeline offers us some respite. I appreciate your aid, and regret not being able to reciprocate at present. Once the cerulean water crisis is lifted, Weishu will do everything to help in the aftermath of the tower's collapse.
The elder reverently bows to me, although I am unfamiliar with Young Customs, the reaction of Weisha members.
Let's conclude the pleasantry, shall we? I believe you both must have many questions for me by now.
Young Customs, the reaction Weisha members suggest, it denotes great respect.
Please, feel free to ask. I'm an open book.
Who is Fen Ling exactly? The complex expression crosses Yang Yan's face.
An excellent question. He is known by many names. He has roamed far and wide, crossed paths with countless individuals, and left his mark on many lives. If I were to mention a few, you'd likely recognize them all. However, it's his original name that I believe intrigues you the most, because without his deeds, we wouldn't be having this conversation now. Feng Lin's true identity is the very architect of this palace, this city, and even this realm beneath our feet. Jixia, the first emperor of Qian.
Is he immortal?
Jixia was the first to drink from the cerulean water flowing from Tianqi Lake and gain immortality. He has traversed epochs when only myths and legends were recorded up to our present era.
What motivates him? What motivates him?
Another excellent question. But I can't claim to have all the answers. We are confronting an opponent whose history rivals that of Qian. Whatever he aims to achieve, I wouldn't be surprised by his vision. One thing is certain. Jixia is hatching grand schemes. Petty targets won't pique his interest or be worth the effort he has expended. We will do everything in our power to thwart him. Furthermore, our intelligence suggests that Nemesis has an apostle known as the Sower. And all clues indicate that the Sower is none other than Jixia himself.
Is Jixia a member of Nemesis? Yang Qian grins.
Definitely not. I'm firm on this. To him, Nemesis, and even all humans today, are like mere children. Perhaps he is temporarily collaborating with Nemesis for his own ends, but swearing allegiance is out of the question. Nemesis is not worthy of him.
Do you think what's happening in Xi'an is linked to the Tower of Babel?
That requires further investigation. However, given CAV's recent setbacks in such a short span, it's hard to overlook the potential connections. I have a feeling, even if we resolve the cerulean water crisis, Nemesis likely has other plans in motion. But, well, that's a concern for later. Let's concentrate on the present. You've journeyed all the way here from Songlin City. Have you noticed anything intriguing? I'm curious to hear.
Well, here it goes.
Ah, so you've already met Li Chu, the patriarch of the Tianli clan.
You look unfazed.
Well, we've been keeping an eye on their movements. Speaking of Li Chu.
Whoa, all of a sudden the earth trembles. Cerulean waves. Cerulean waves roiling from Tianxi Lake crashes into the bank. An earthquake? Before I can finish my words, alarmed cries of birds and beasts from afar resonate through the mountains, drawing close to the summit.
Xin, Ming, protect the head librarian and Master Yuan Twin.
The fire is burning. Forgive all sins. The fire is burning.
Stop going away. What are you doing? Bruh. Oh boy. With the earth calmed, the once turbulent lake settling into gentle ripples.
It appears the seismic activity in Mount Tianxie has escalated.
Swift footsteps draw near. A group of Wei Shay members emerge on the path to Tianxi Lake.
Your Excellency, due to the seismic disturbances, we had to pause our repairs on the dam, and we lost a crucial supply kit during the chaos.
How's the progress so far?
We're about 70% complete, with some temporary reinforcements in place. However, if we experience more seismic disturbances like the recent one, the risk of dam failure will skyrocket. The supply kit contains vital testing equipment. Without it, we won't be able to detect hidden flaws in the dam structure.
Can we urgently request another kit?
I'm afraid not. These devices are scarce, and the closest one is 600 kilometers away. Even if a helicopter is dispatched now, it would take 3 hours. The longer we wait, the higher the risk becomes.
I see. It seems retrieving the lost kit should be our top priority now.
Yanxian shifts his gaze to me.
May I ask for another favor from you, Head Librarian?
Sure. But I have one more question.
Tell me more about it.
Does an exceptionally large crane live on Mount Tianhui?
A strange question.
What's so strange about it?
Well, I apologize for the confusion. It's not that the question itself is strange, but it's odd that you're asking it now. Well, it may be time to disclose those obscure details in history. It seems that the intertwined stories are finally converging together.
It seems like you're avoiding giving me a direct answer.
Don't worry. I'll share the whole story, but it's a long one, spanning more time than I can explain in a moment.
Is that so? Based on my experience, if we just focus on stopping the spread of Cerulean water, that won't address the root cause. Where exactly is it located?
I understand. Given the circumstances, it wouldn't be wise to keep anything from you. We are, in fact, standing right on top of the beacon.
He gestures once more towards the tranquil waters.
It lies directly beneath us, at the very bottom of Tianxi Lake. Throughout the ages, we've referred to this beacon as the Dragon Pillar. I need your help in retrieving the kit, because it contains a crucial device that temporarily restricts the beacon's influence from spreading.
Let's act on this immediately. As for more details, once everything settles. Promise me you'll share all your knowledge with me.
As you wish.
Excuse me. Observing the departure of the head librarian Zero, Ming displays a puzzled expression.
Master Yuan Chuan, this is something that Qian and the Wei should handle internally. Why do you always involve the head librarian from Emeon? That outsider doesn't even grasp the true potential of the library's powers yet.
The elder shakes his head and lets out a soft sigh.
Well, there's much you're unaware of, Ming. In fact, the head librarian isn't exactly an outsider.
What does that mean? Yang Xuan gazes at the greenish lake and mutters, perhaps to Ming or perhaps to himself. Oh my god, my throat is about to come out of my neck. That's why I'm speaking a little lower. It hurts. I've been speaking for like 2 hours and a half.
Even if we disclose these ancient secrets to the head librarian, I doubt the Emperor would object, given his open-mindedness.
Ming furrows her brow, not entirely comprehending whom Yang Xian refers to as the Emperor. Even more perplexing, why does Yang Xuan maintain such reverent tone when addressing the culprit of these crises?
The giant bird the head librarian mentioned? Could it be?
Yang Xuan smiles in response to Ming's question, looking up at the sky.
Looks like you've been keeping an eye on them since they arrived. All right, Ming. Follow the head librarian and find out what's going on with your eyes. Consider this a chance to solve that childhood mystery that's been on your mind.
Alright. Oh boy, more reading. My throat is about to kill me. Oh, my throat hurts. And now I sneezed and it hurts even more. Heart of the world. I'll try to read this better as best as I could. All monarchs bowed, kingdom melded as one. Atop Mount Tianhui gleams Qingyu, the sun. After years of labor by numerous artisans, Xingwu city finally took shape. Under Mount Tianhui, Yixia and Li Yun walk by the river together with Xiangluo standing behind them.
So, our dynasty will be known as Xia, right? I understand. This name will soon echo far and wide. The artisans have finished building the new city, by the way.
Then it's time for our people to move in.
Sure. There's one more crucial thing we need to discuss. The founding of a kingdom is unprecedented. Naturally, it deserves a grand ceremony that will be etched in history.
Yeah, fair point. I trust you to handle that, Brother Sungwoo.
Yes, Chieftain.
By the way, are you still calling Jixia as your chieftain? Unifying the world like this is no small feat. Whoever achieves that deserves a grander title.
Like a grand title such as Lord of Weaponry, perhaps?
Absolutely.
To be honest, I've been thinking about that recently, but none of the existing titles seem befitting for this momentous occasion. Therefore, I've come up with a new term.
Xiangluo swiftly inscribes for generations to come. This term implies the ruler of the lake. Oh my god, I can't even read that fast. A few days later, on the bank of Tianxi Lake.
Emperor, I've already sent messages to inform all clans about the grand establishment of Xia. I've also planned out the appropriate ceremonies, rules, dances, and music. The Tianli craftsmen are working day and night. And please take this as well.
What?
The Tianli craftsmen are working day and night, making tripods, utensils, bells, chimes, and other ceremonial and musical instruments using cerulean crystals.
Okay. Xiangluo presents an object with both hands. Yixia examines it, a small seal made of exquisite jade, fitting in one palm. The carving carries an air of antiquity, radiating strength and authority. Xiangluo turns the seal around, revealing 4 engraved words, Heart of the World.
What's this?
This jade seal is now the Emperor's official seal and token. To prevent fake decrees, all decrees sent from Qingyu City must carry the seal from now on. Calling Qingyu City the heart of the world signifies it as Xia's heart, with the Emperor as the heart of this city. The Emperor's seal is the only thing deserving of these words. I've drafted the first imperial decree, focusing on the kingdom's basic rules. Please review it, and if it meets your approval, I'll get it sent out.
Xiangluo hands Yixia a set of bamboo slips, which Yixia reads through meticulously. The Emperor presides over the realm. Vassals govern regions. Ministers lend support to the vassals. Officials assist the ministers. All other are organized as commoners. The emperor administrators vast territories. Vassals oversee expansive region. Ministers preside over districts, and officials manage localities. The emperor commands legions of soldiers, vassals lead battalions, ministers oversee companies, and officials direct squads. Vassals pay homage to the emperor annually. Ministers visit vassals monthly, and officials report to ministers daily. The emperor's entourage includes 6 horses for the carriage, dining on 9 tripods and 8 plates, and directing 8 rows of dancers. Vassals are allocated for horses for the carriage. The emperor administers vast territories. Vassals oversee expansive regions. Ministers preside over districts, and officials manage localities. The emperor commands legions of soldiers. Vassals lead battalions. Ministers oversee companies, and officials direct squads. Vassals pay homage to the emperor annually. What the hell? This is the same thing. What? Yeah, this is the same thing. All these details outline a new system of governance structure.
Brother Sanglo, is this getting a bit too complicated?
Please address me by my name from now on, Your Majesty. You're not just the chieftain of the G clan anymore. While these laws and regulations might seem a bit complex, they're crucial for bringing our people together. Even as the Emperor, you're bound by these laws and regulations. No one should cross these boundaries. It's key to maintaining peace within the kingdom.
Yishia closes his eyes and reflects for a moment.
I understand. But this decree doesn't cover much about the commoners. If vassals clash, ministers strive for power, and officials deceive, how can the commoners safeguard their lives?
What's your idea on this, Your Majesty?
Let's include another clause. Starting today, all weapons must be set aside, and any conquests or conflicts need the Emperor's approval. Vassals, ministers, and officials are not allowed to wage wars or harm the commoners. If the commoners have grievances, they should be able to report them to officials, ministers, vassals, and eventually, the Emperor.
I understand, but respectfully, it might not be easy for the commoners' voices to reach the Emperor.
It might be a challenge to put into action, but it needs to be clearly stated. If we silence the commoners, won't they forever look up to the powerful without a chance to voice their concerns?
Of course, Your Majesty. I'll make sure to send out a decree to all the vassals. In addition, about the date for the ceremony, we need your opinion on this. Our kingdom is vast, and some of the vassals coming from far-off lands might take months to get to Qingyu City. Also, we'll need to find a location to set up the observatory. What's your idea on this, Your Majesty?
You can estimate when the vassals might arrive and pick a suitable date. As for the observatory...
Yishia's gaze wanders over the serene waters of Tianxi Lake, settling on the cascading waterfall.
We'll build a bridge over that waterfall. The palace is too far away from the common people. If the Emperor always stays inside the palace, how can they truly grasp and rule over the kingdom? If we build a bridge on the lake, the Emperor will be able to see the people, and vice versa.
I'll get the artisans on it right away.
The evening somewhere on Mount Tianhui. The bright moon filters through the pine trees, casting a peaceful glow on the clear springs. The mountain breeze rustles through the pines, creating a gentle harmony. In the forest stood a one-legged crane, its head nestled under its own feather, eyes peacefully shut. Amidst the soothing sounds of nature, a sharp, discordant chirp suddenly cuts through the air. The chirping momentarily falters with soft exhale, then resumes its piercing tune. The tune shifts but remains discordant. Despite this, the resting crane only gave a slight flutter of its wings, showing no concern.
Song Luo has been searching high and low for you. So you're here for some peace and quiet?
Yixia sits on a rock surrounded by moonlight pines. At the sight of Li Yun's arrival, he offers a wry smile.
Seriously? I never imagined that being a ruler would be this much of a hassle. It's just one thing after another, a never-ending cycle. If Sang Luo wasn't sharing in half the burden, I'd probably die from exhaustion at the desk. Staring at those bamboo scrolls pouring in all day can drive anyone crazy, so cut me some slack, alright? I need a breather now and then.
Well, Sang Luo did send me to fetch you back, but since you're asking, I'll let you off the hook this time. Keep stressing and even the most resilient bowstring will snap.
Yeah, thank you, Lord of Weaponry.
Yixia raises the slender bamboo to his lips, and the dissonant chirp reverberates through the forest once more. Li Yun instinctively covers his ears.
Stop it. What on earth is that noise?
Yixia lowers his hand grimacely.
Still not working, I see. It's just a little something I put together from bamboo after seeing Sang Luo's new musical instruments. I've named it a flute.
Is it supposed to make those terrible noises like you did?
No, I just haven't quite figured out how to play it yet. Musicians use instruments like this with holes too. I just need to master the technique.
Li Yun casts a dismissive glance, but reaches out to Yixia.
Let me have a try.
Huh? Do you know how to play a flute?
No, but back in my clan we used to make whistles out of leaves. Your flute feels a bit like that.
Yixia passes the flute to Li Yun, who is initially awkward with such a delicate instrument but quickly adapts, positioning his fingers over the holes. After a few attempts, Li Yun closes his eyes and begins to play. When he opens his eyes again, he looks at Yixia in astonishment.
Is this really that incredible?
Well, I hate to admit it, your talent with the flute far surpasses mine as the inventor.
Well, it's just like hunting. Practice makes perfect.
You can keep this flute then. Just play it. It's rare to have some leisure time like this.
Li Yun snorts derisively, but does not decline. That night, the flute's melody harmonizes with the rustling pines under the moonlight, evoking what future generations would call the harmonious union of humanity and nature. While Li Yun plays the flute, with closed eyes, Yixia observed several red butterflies emerging from the forest. The butterfly dance above the clearing, responding to the flute's melody with their fluttering movements. Yixia reclines against the cool boulder, savoring the moment with closed eyes. After numerous days of labor, the ceremonial bridge is finally finished. Vassals from diverse regions converge on Xingyu City, ready to pay respect to the emperor. The long anticipated coronation ceremony begins. Observing from the vantage point of Tianxi Lake, Xingyu City resembles a series of ascending tiers like long stairs on the mountainside. With the break of dawn, the breeze carries the sound of waves to the ears. A resounding trumpet blast cut through the morning mist, signaling the start of Xia's coronation ceremony. Crowds line both sides of the imperial road as a carriage crafted from cerulean metal slowly traverses the streets, the aura of reverence echoing in its wake. Emperor! 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 Seated inside the carriage, adorned in robe and crown, the figure sits upright. Sunlight filters through the clouds, casting a golden aura ahead of the carriage, illuminating his visage. Witnessing the spectacle, subjects privileged to glimpse the Emperor's presence erupt in cheers once more. Long live the Emperor! Long live the Emperor! The beaded tassels swaying from the crown slightly obstructs Yixia's view, imparting an ethereal quality to everything within his sight. He finds himself lost in thought. By the time he reorients himself, the carriage has reached the mountaintop. Tianxi Lake mirrors a serene surface with a cascading waterfall nearby. Extending over the waterfall, a bridge stretches into the air. Yixia steps out from the carriage, his ornate accessories emitting a melodic cling of metal and jade. He gazes at his reflection in the water. Clad in his new attire, he appears almost like someone else. His subjects around the lake similarly don garments distinct from their usual attire. Fabric replace animal skin, scales supplant hemp, rope, and jade pendant substitute bone jewelry. The sleeves should be rounded while the curved lining should be square shaped. The ropes should be straight and the lower hemline should maintain a constant length. The elegance of attire aligns with the customs of the Grand Kingdom known as Xia, embodying the principle of attire and adherence to societal norms. Yixia proceeds towards the bridge, receiving bows and salutes from all attendants. For the first time, this land witnesses such a convergence of people, each engaged in their respective endeavors. Consequently, the newly established kingdom requires numerous departments to aid the emperor. The realm now boasts new branches of agriculture, education, legal affairs, enforcement, craftsmanship, ceremonies, animal husbandry, arts, literature, council, and various others. Xian Liao has diligently overseen this process, scrutinizing all departments and appointing the most capable individuals, culminating in the selection of the ministers now gathered before Yixia. Yixia's gaze scans over his ministers, met with expressions of curiosity, awe, and anticipations from them. They all perceive a significant and profound transformation unfolding across this expansive land, privileged to witness it firsthand. Several dozens individuals stand not among the ministers, but at the start of the bridge, awaiting Yixia's approach. These are familiar faces to Yixia, formerly leaders of clans now referred to as vassals. Their territories have been organized into domains with the emperor as their common sovereign. As Yixia approaches, the vassals salute, observing him ascend the bridge over the waterfall. Alone, he passes at the bridge's midpoint. Wispy clouds drift beneath the bridge, blending with mist to form a pale white veil. Beneath this veil lies a vast expanse of green, with mountains and grassland extending endlessly into the distance. Music fills the air as officials on the opposite bank of the heavenly pond play bells and chimes, engaging in singing and dancing. On this sacred day, time divine, honoring the emperor's solemn shrine. Amidst the melodious song, Yixia reverently bows to the heavens and earth. Oh, I can barely see that. In Xi'an, the coronation ceremony is akin to a grand ritual, paying homage to heavens and earth. Henceforth, such a grand ritual can only be overseen by the emperor. As the melody continued, a few birds passed by, and the lone one-legged crane gracefully descended on the far end of the long bridge. Clank, 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 clank. At the square's center, a heavy copper bell tolls. Its chime reverberates far and wide, reaching the encompassing mountains. The music transitions into a somber, mournful melody, as if honoring the deceased. Yixia bows once more, this time in reverence to the courageous warriors who fell defending the living. In valor's embrace, martyrs stand tall, and yielding in strength they heed the call. Upon Yixia's rise, the bell tolls once more, the song regaining its clarity. Drums echoing solemnly, the ritual complete, flowers exchanging in a dance so sweet. Tianxi Lake Dam. Below Tianxi Lake. Following the Weishi members, I arrive at this grand lake. Gazing upwards, a towering dam stands at the lake's edge, impeding the water's flow. Damaged by seismic tremors, the dam has been hastily reinforced by the Weishi members, yet cracks are still visible in its structure. Sections of the dam exteriors at the highest point have been breached, revealing the massive cerulean stone within. Turning as footsteps approach from behind, I notice Ming, Atsu, and others hurrying in this direction.
This here is the ancient Tianxi Lake Dam. Ever since Jixia established this as the capital, all successive emperors had deemed the Tianxi Lake a forbidden domain. They believed the water here could grant immortality and must be kept away from the commoners. The name of the original dam builder has faded with time, but historical records tell of how subsequent emperors reinforced the dam, separating royal residences from common dwellings. This dam has stood strong for millennia. The ancient engineering truly is remarkable.
The ground's shaking. Turn it! The dam's cracked again!
I know a bit about the dam structure. I'll go there and check it out.
Yeah, well, that doesn't look right.
Thanks to your help, we've managed to stop the leakage, at least for now.
I haven't read about the reconstruction of the dam at the Tianxi Lake. I just saw the structure and have a question, if you don't mind. This structure doesn't look like the typical engineering design one would expect for a weir or dam. And it's not mentioned in ancient architectural texts like on construction regulations or standardized commandments.
As expected of you, Ming, you've already caught so much with just one glance.
Hey, what's all this about? Sounds pretty complicated.
Ming's talking about those ancient engineering books that set standards. You know what? Forget it, Shin. Just stay naive and innocent.
Whatever. If you don't want to explain, just don't pick on me. But to me, the wood looks like a bridge, right? And if you remove those stones, the gaps would match a bridge, don't you think? Why so quiet? Did I say something funny again?
No, your mind is surprisingly sharp at times.
Oh, now that you mention it, the dam here seems like it was once a bridge encased in stone for construction. Was this construction method ever used in the past, Ming?
No, at least not to my knowledge. It doesn't make sense. Why would one build a bridge if the intention was a dam in the first place?
Unless there was already a bridge there.
We don't have all the details yet, but the head librarian's guess is right. Our survey suggests the dam was originally a bridge. Consequently, its structure is quite different from a standard dam, making repairs extremely challenging. Without specialized equipment for flaw detection, our current fixes are temporary, and even minor geological shifts could undermine the structure again. Weren't you going to retrieve the lost drop box? It's nearby, and we've located it and sent you the coordinates.
Rainbow Shadow.
These are the last coordinates from the locator. Let's search around this area for the drop.
Small lotus are blooming and fish are swimming in the water. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. Okay.
Wait, there's something in the grass. Oh, this must be it.
2 flaw detection devices, 2 portable generators, and various project components. Good. The contents match Master Yuan Tren's list.
But what exactly are these components? They look like they were sculpted from stone. And what are these stones meant for?
These stones are intended for sealing off the beacon.
How should we seal off the beacon with these stones?
Huh? You're not sure what to do? Oh, sorry. I forgot to share the details. While the beacon's activation is beyond control, the spread of cerulean water is caused by the anomaly from the beacon. Therefore, physical separation is the most effective solution. Whether by sealing the sluice gates or using this sarcophagus, it is the most straightforward approach to prevent the pollution from spreading. Soon, you'll witness it yourself. We will contain the beacon in a specialized cylindrical sarcophagus to separate it from the lake water. This sarcophagus incorporates Delphic Oracle's technology and was delivered from Delphi 2 days ago. The stone inside is the key to activating it.
What's on your mind, Zero?
Placing the beacon inside the sarcophagus, and its impact will cease. This is a bit too convenient.
Yixia has vanished since he left Xiangling City. He's shrewd and cunning. It's strange how his presence is absent here in Xingyu City. As soon as the words leaves my mouth, a sense of unease creeps in. A vivid memory from the previous night flashes through my mind. The image of that lone crane under the moonlight surface.
To be honest, I've been thinking about it since last night.
Achu's words interrupts my thoughts.
If I were him, I'd have acted ages ago. Yet here we are, battling the water spread while he lounges around. All the enemies we've faced so far are those mindless beasts, driven purely by instinct. I can't discern a pattern or purpose to any of this. Like, it's all one big chaotic mess without a mastermind behind it.
What are you talking about? Sounds pretty complicated.
Sometimes I envy your innocence, Shin. How do you keep your head so clear?
Hey, I'm onto you. You must be bad-mouthing me.
Ignoring the bickering pair, Ming directs an inquiring gaze in my direction.
What do you think about this, head librarian of Emaon?
You've got to be careful. Yixia is definitely up to something.
Agreed. Vigilance is key. Let's head back now. With the detection device, the repairing work can resume.
While heading back to Tianxi Lake, I noticed the exposed scar atop the dam revealing cerulean stones. Among the stones, remnants of ancient wooden structures are visible, weathered over millennia, blackened and decayed. They barely lean against the boulder, having long ceased to provide support. So, if this dam was actually a bridge... Overhearing my murmurs, Ming reacts.
I understand your thoughts. I've pondered the same thing. If this dam was indeed once a bridge, it suggests Tianxi Lake's water used to flow freely, accessible to all. Something significant must have shifted. A certain dynasty likely altered the rules, setting up barriers for rites and ceremonies.
An unsettling idea begins to take hold of me, enveloped by foreboding sensation. What if, in a distant era, the beacon within the heavenly pond was activated, unleashing a continuous flow of cerulean water? If so, the purpose of the dam was not merely to stop the water from flowing out, but also to prevent the leakage of power. Once the dam was constructed, the inhabitants inside and outside the palace would gradually evolve into different beings over time. Burdens of the Kingdom. Time swiftly passes, and the long summer returns once again. By the shores of Tianxi Lake, the single white crane, separated from its flock, stayed near the water, occasionally dipping it in the ripples and grooming its feathers. Positioned at the center of the Tiahe Bridge, spanning the waterfall, two figures stand in close proximity.
Things have been pretty calm lately.
You're only saying that because Song Luo is handling all the paperwork for you, right?
It's rare to have a laid-back day like this. Let's keep it pleasant.
The two fall into a momentary silence, looking over the vast land beneath Mountain Tiaohui. Yixia's gaze wanders over the city, the wilderness, and the great river stretching to the horizon's edge. So engrossed in the sight, he begins to mutter unconsciously.
This world.
Breaking the prolonged silence, Li Yun eventually speaks.
Jixia.
Jixia abruptly snapped out of his reverie, his expression mirroring that of someone abruptly roused from a dream.
Are you thinking about leaving?
Yixia remains silent for a moment before uttering slowly.
Long ago, I heard tales from certain clans about a colossal mountain in the far west named Kunlun, where pillars support the sky. Some claim the land where the sun sets is a dark, lightless sea called Yuyuan, marking the world's end. Others believe the world has no bounds, as the great river connects to the Milky Way, flowing endlessly from the sky. If you travel upstream, one day you'll reach the stars. Well, it's about time. I should head back for business. Why are you standing there?
Li Yun fixed an intense gaze on Yixia.
What does business mean to you? Is it about meetings, rituals, or feasts? You're free to leave. I said you're free to leave.
But I am leaving. I'm returning to the Imperial Pavilion, you know?
Li Yun shakes his head.
I mean, you're free to leave Xingyu City.
What? You're not taking my words seriously, are you?
I'm serious. I've been watching you these years. And you know what I see? You've worn out. I've seen the real you. Remember back when you scaled that mountain solo and faced me head on? There was a spark in your eyes. A spark I haven't seen in years. You've been handling your duties well, flawlessly even. You brought together countless tribes to form a grand kingdom. Now, this realm has weathered its initial storms and is following the path you and Songluo envisioned. You've harnessed this world, guiding its people forward. Now that it's in motion, let it carry on its momentum. You don't have to tightly grip the reins all the time, do you? If you're thinking of setting off on your journey, the time is now.
Weariness evident in his furrowed brow, Yixia's shoulders slumped.
You're right. Being the Emperor, it's truly exhausting, but who else can bear this weight? I can't just unload all the responsibilities on the Sungluo, can I? He can't handle all the political complexities alone. Moreover, if the Emperor vanishes, the kingdom is likely to plunge into chaos, with vassals possibly vying for power or the throne. In that case, all the work I've put in would go to waste.
What if someone were to take your place?
Take my place?
Exactly. You're free to leave this city. I'll manage the rest.
Yixia regards Li Yun with sheer disbelief.
You mean you want to help me govern the kingdom?
Don't act so surprised. I've been observing you and Xiang Luo maneuver through the court for years. I believe I can do just fine. Besides, I'm not a lonely emperor like you. When I feel weary and bored, my family will step in and lend a hand.
The mention of his family softens Li Yu's typical cold demeanor, eliciting a wry smile from Yixia.
A lonely emperor? That stings, you know? I was just too occupied to spare any moments.
If you stay here, you'll never be able to spare any moments. But if that's your desire, so be it. When you tire yourself out, I'll let the finest Tianli artisans craft a magnificent tombstone for you.
Redirecting his gaze towards the distant horizon, Yixia's vision appears to soar over the mountains and rivers, racing towards the world's boundary. Gradually, his expression regains its solemnity.
Legion, a lord of weaponry, will you vow to serve as regent and stand in for the Emperor? Will you vow to be just and faithful? Will you vow to give your all for the people of Xia?
I will. By the honor of the Lord of Weaponry, I will honor the Emperor's trust. The Tianli clan and I will never leave Xingyu City. We will give our all for Xia. No, for all the people in the world.
After a while, the crane near the pool raised its head, quietly watching the pair on the opposite shore. The two men shared a momentary gaze. Yixia then takes a step back and offers a slight bow.
An emperor carries the kingdom's burdens and shoulders the grievances of all its people. Now, I pass the mantle of governance to you, and you will face many challenges in the days ahead.
Li Yun gestures with his hand.
All right, Yixia. Let's just stop here, okay? This formality is starting to feel a bit too much, don't you think?
Yixia straightens up, flashing another smile.
I'm just doing my part to its fullest so I can pass all the burdens to you with a clear conscience. You have no clue about the mess I've just handed you. But hey, no turning back now.
It's all right. Carry on your journey, Yixia. Go explore the uncharted corners of the world. To the source of the river, to the land where the sun sets.
5 days later, the Emperor convenes all the officials for a grand court session.
By royal decree, the presence of Li Jun, the patriarch of the Tianli clan, is mandated.
Amidst the perplexed expressions of the grandeur officials, Li Yun ascends the steps leading to the throne, halting in front of Yixia and Xiang Luo, who holds the decree.
Henceforth, you shall assume the role of regent, Li Jun. You are vested with complete authority to oversee all governmental matters. Your directives are to be followed without hesitation.
Chaos erupts in the room, but Yixia rises to his feet, quietly, the commotion.
Extend your hand, the Lord of Weaponry.
In full view of all present, Yixia places a seal in Li Yun's and an exact replica of the Emperor's seal.
This seal, crafted by historian Sang Luo, mirrors the Emperor's seal and symbolizes the regent's authority, engraved with the inscription, Justice of the World. Its bearer is entrusted to uphold righteousness, exercising the Emperor's power as if His Majesty were present.
The profound changes within the royal palace resonates like a ripple, with the most significant impact felt at the core. However, it will take time for this ripple to reach distant shores. On that day, with the sun still high in the sky, citizens engrossed in animated discussions, Yixia, the first emperor, leaves the city secretly, embarking on a journey. Just as Yixia steps out of Mount Tianhui, the long dormant Tianxi Lake opens its eyes once more. You again? What do you want this time? Why are you even here now? I'm sorry, I'm not speaking too loudly. My throat is killing me. Damn, I've spoken too long. Liesje. Earlier, within the Tianli ancestral mansion on the mountain's opposite side. Following the earthquake, startled beasts flee from the woods, converging towards the Tianli ancestral mansion. Proficient in martial arts, all members of the Tianli clan, regardless of age, wield various weapons. The clash of metal echoes continuously within the mansion, blending with feral roars from the invading beasts. Amidst the chaos, overly exaggerated cries for help pierce through the turmoil.
Patriarch! Please, we need your help. Beasts are attacking from the east. I want to live to see my son's wedding.
Oh, come on! Your son is just 8! We need you more in the northeast, Patriarch! Those walls are about to collapse!
Such nonsense! Aren't you guarding the treasury? It's been the most fortified place for 2 centuries.
If the treasury falls, we're all in trouble, Patriarch! And you'll be saying goodbye to your pocket money!
Enough! You're more than capable of handling those beasts. Just stop bickering and focus on the fight. Forget it. Quiet down and take your children back to your quarters. No more talks. I'll handle this on my own. Those outsiders even left behind these purifiers. Such an unnecessary gesture. Too many of them. I'll be exhausted at this rate. Those pesky beasts! The Emperor. Damn. Very cool, bro. Very, very cool. The final polluted beast lets out a prolonged scream, leaving the entrance of the Oh my god. Leaving the entrance the Tianli clan ancestral mansion in disarray, but restoring peace once more. Youngsters these days. Shouldn't you at least say thank you, young man?
Liches races his back, attempting to mask his discomfort, but the splitting headache made his legs buckle, nearly sending him tumbling to the ground.
Best you stay put for now. Get your people to bring a stretcher and carry you inside. should avoid moving for 3 days.
Who are you exactly?
Me? Well, I've been pondering how to introduce myself to the descendants of the Tianli clan. Unfortunately, I haven't found the right words. You can think of me as an old friend. A very, very old friend of your clan.
Thank you for your help. We Tianli people will surely repay your kindness.
No need for repayment. However, if you remain here, your safety would be in question. You're the patriarch, right? Lead your people out of the city.
But I can't. We have an ancestral decree. We Tianli people must not leave this city unless absolutely necessary.
Your stubbornness is just like that of your ancestor. Well, it is absolutely necessary now. Your ancestor wouldn't fault me. Listen up. Time is running out. The trouble here is far from over. Seize this chance and evacuate your people from the mountain. Be quick.
The stranger's voice is gentle and composed, yet carried undeniable authority. Furthermore, his words are undeniably reasonable.
You adhere to tradition when your clan faces an unprecedented crisis. It's unwise to be rigid.
Liche nods almost instinctively in agreement.
I understand.
Great. Oh, by the way, your skills are commendable. Your ancestor would be so proud of you. An old friend's help can only go so far. Stay safe, Liche.
When Liche snaps back to reality, the stranger has long departed.
How did he know my name?
His cerulean eyes strike a strangely familiar chord. It feels like unexpectedly reconnecting with a childhood acquaintance after years of separation. Liche scratches his head in puzzle.
Have I ever met him before? Wait, why did he come out of our ancestral mansion?
Now you asking that? Oh, we're reaching the end already. Okay.
I rarely
Cool.
engage
I can
in
finally
joint
rest my
operations
throat.
with others.
Damn, bro. Reading too much hurts. Ouch. Oh, reading in your mind is different than reading out loud, man. I read a lot. I read manhwas all the time, but well, I'm fine. Unless it's a headache or my eyes hurt from reading too long. Bifang. But reading aloud, yeah, my throat gets messed up. Yanshuan remains by Tianqi Lake, gazing at the greenish water.
We've retrieved the airdrop supplies, Master Yuanchuan. Here's the list, and everything seems fine. The shell is a bit loose, but it won't be an issue. The sarcophagus parts for the dragon pillar are intact. Delphic Oracle's technology is truly reliable. And it's all thanks to the head librarian in Zero.
The elderly looks in my direction.
Thank you, Head Librarian. We'll be sealing off the beacon soon.
Suddenly, chirp echoes from the sky. Everyone looks up exactly for Yangshuan, who calmly gazes at me.
You had a question for me earlier, Head Librarian, before the earthquake interrupted us. About the crane on Mount Tianshui you were curious about. Yes, there is a crane that fits your description perfectly. It goes by the name Bifang.
Is that the name of the giant bird?
Indeed. It's a name steeped in ancient history, though largely forgotten now. Odds might have spoken of a crane that landed on Mount Tianjie when Jixia founded our nation thousands of years ago. That crane was Bifang. Historical records show that Jixia cherished this crane, allowing it to freely roam the palace grounds. In his leisure moments, he would often visit Tianjie Lake to admire it. With time, the crane became synonymous with Jixia, reflected in all the bronze crane statues scattered across Qingyu City. And so, a nursery rhyme emerged. The mountain stands tall, the river shines bright. Bifang the bird brings peace in sight. Naturally, the mountain refers to Mount Tianjie, and the river to the Grandeur River. As long as Bifang remains, peace will reign in the land. Yet should the crane vanish, Xia's fortunes would soon decline. In the realm of Hanzi dwells a bird much like a crane, with one leg, green plumes, and a white beak, known as Bifang. This unique bird seems to have been following you ever since you arrived in the city.
In the clear sky above, that distinctive chirp echoes once more, now much closer than before. All eyes turn upwards, catching a glimpse of a vivid green hue. What's that sound? Yang Huan remains silent, moving slowly to the side, softly chanting something.
Bifang, the legendary bird, returns after years untold. The city stands, timeless and bold, but its people, a different mold. Looks like the guardian of the city isn't too keen on letting us seal off the dragon pillar.
The crane's chirps reverberates in the clouds directly above us.
Its chirps seem to be an invitation.
Who is it inviting?
Perhaps it's asking someone to join in its dance. Bifang's songs and dances were highlighted during the Xia festivals in Jixia's time. As for him, it's inviting.
All eyes now focus on me. Millennia later, the melodious chirp of Bifang, seen as an auspicious omen, resonates one final time by the shores of Tianqi Lake. We're gonna fight it. Hello, Crane. You wanna die? I guess you wanna die. One final time for resting, eh?
What's that crane up to? Is it asking for food?
Or maybe it's trying to intimidate us? Our owls puff up their feathers like that when they want to scare off enemies.
No, what the?
I think he
Hello?
wants to play
Forward. What's going on? Well, huh? Upside up is down, down is left, left or right. What's going on? Okay, we gotta actually focus and play. I'm gonna be quiet for a second. I need to focus. I can barely talk anyways.
Why did it suddenly take off quiet? Is it trying to escape?
No,
Get out of the way!
it's trying to... Oh, yeah, it's trying to do that.
We're here to stop the immortality from polluting the...
Oh, it's already done. Okay. Yeah, okay. I guess I was too strong for it. I'm level 80, so... The giant bird lowered its head, and the light in its eyes gradually dimmed. Like a lamp that has burnt for too long, finally consumed the last drop of oil. But behind that fading light, there was no fear of the impending death. It felt more like a long-held wish was finally fulfilled with no regret left. Unknowingly, I extended my hand towards it. But before I could touch Bifang, its body now stripped of flesh and made of cerulean crystals had already withered in the autumn wind. So basically the immortality that they have is basically you can stay alive as long as you want, but if you get hit or killed or something like that, you actually die. Okay, so immortality only in life. So if you're killed, you're killed. I get it. It was like a stone that had weathered for thousands of years, or a pine tree long rotten, scattering and drifting away. Slowly, Yanchuan walks towards the remnants of the white crane and lets out a sigh.
One can accompany someone for 1,000 miles, but in the end, there's bound to be a parting. Since ancient times, death has been inevitable, and you are no exception.
He bows, recognizing the demise and yet another legend. You know its origins? The elder stands upright and turns his gaze towards me once more.
Well, esteemed guests from far-off lands, now that we have a moment to rest, let me share a legend with you. A legend about immortality. That was a distant era.
That was a distant era. Back then, the mountains and rivers were young, unnamed, living beings thrived without language, writing, or established doctrine. The river flowed ceaselessly, nurturing the first people who prospered and multiplied. I guess this is the last bit of it. I'm about to cry, bro. Extended years. I'm trying to speak as low as possible, but as loud as possible at the same time, so I can actually read. Those were the most unrestrained years of his life. Nature was bountiful, and everything felt uninhabited. He chased... Oh my god, I can't read that. He chased elk and birds through the woods, journeyed along trails and streams devoid of human touch, satisfied his hunger with fruits, and quenched his thirst with dew, all the while losing himself in the rhythm of nature. Time seemed irrelevant in the mountains. Whenever he paused, the surrounding landscape appears fresh, as if seen for the first time.
This is wonderful, isn't it?
Thus he continues his carefree odyssey. Despite the established of Xia, many clans still led primitives' lives in distant land. The light of civilization had yet to eliminate those untamed regions. The inhabitants subsisted on wild fruits, contended with feral beasts for sustenance, and grappled with sickness and wounded. Whenever he roamed, pleas for assistance echoed from all directions. Please, save us. Teach us how to satisfy our hunger, fight illness, protect ourselves from cold and beasts. Guide us on leading a content and peaceful life. Thus, Yishia shared his knowledge with those people far from civilization world. When they hungered, he instructed them in farming. When they shivered, he guided them in weaving. When they lacked tools, he taught them pottery making. And when they felt despondent, he played melodies for them. He educated them on crop diversity, on utilizing plows and hoes, and on mastering planting and harvesting cycles. Throughout his extensive journey, he sampled nearly all wildflowers, herbs, and fruits. Some of these unfamiliar plants brought relief and even cured common maladies, yet other triggered headaches, vomiting, and diarrhea. Fortunately, his constitution proved far hardier than most, always resilient. Thus, he identified the nameless plants and herbs, categorizing them as edible, poisonous, or medical. He sowed various grains based on soil conditions, explored myriad herb types, and enlightened his people on agriculture, practices, and cultivation. Time flowed swiftly, and a decade slipped away. At times, he drifted into a reverie, unsure if time truly raced past, or if his days were so unstructured that he lost track of it. His departure from Tiangyu city seemed like just yesterday. Life unfolds in seasons. In his perspective, spring represented birth to 10 years old, a time of carefree existence. Summer encapsulated 10 to 20, a period of growth. 20 or 30 symbolizes autumn, characterized by toil and harvest, while 30 to 40 ushered in winter, a phase waiting for closure. However, the winter meant for him never arrived. When he occasionally studied his reflection in water, time's passage seems to leave no marks on his face. His gaze remained keen, his limbs sturdy, his mind sharp. His body showed no sign of aging.
Why is this happening?
No one could provide an answer to his question. Only the moon's reflection in the water silently observing him. However, a strange sensation gripped his heart. Yixia rose, peering towards the direction of Hyungyu City. This is a good... Oh my god, I hate that fog. Fuck the fog. Come on, go away, fog. Please, give me a good shot. Yes! There we go. Okay, got a good shot. Sorry about that. Immersion breaker. Our sensitivity lingering about the well-being of his old friends. Maybe I should go back. As the notion struck, he acted swiftly, reminiscent of his departure from Cheongju City. Before embarking, he cast one more glance at the flowing river.
Well, I haven't found its source in the end.
For him, as certain that his journey was free of regrets would be a deceptive. Yet the beauty of the landscape he had witnessed provided ample tales to recount upon his reunion with his friends. The journey homeward progressed notably smoother. The once fledgling village he left behind had transformed into a bustling settlement within that decade. Journeying back, all settlement thrived, a testament to Li Yun's skilled governance during his absence. After traveling vast distances, the snow-capped peaks of Mount Tianhui gradually emerged on the horizon, indicating Qinyu city's proximity. Enveloped in a perpetual mist, the city resembles a white shroud of from afar. However, as the city's features sharpened, he was startled to realize that the prevalent white hue was not mist. It was white fabric, typically reserved for mourning. It was war! Fighting! What happened? Whose passing has trapped the entire city in mourning attire? No way. His friend, Li Yun, or whatever his name was. A foreboding thought flitted through his mind, yet he shunned unveiling the answer hastily he spaced. Chaos pervaded his surroundings. Turning away from the commoners nearing grief, mourning their loved ones, their lamentations unheard, he pressed forward through the crowds towards the royal palace. And then, from a distance, he spotted several familiar figures standing on the bridge. After a decade's absence, his initial reaction, however, wasn't one joyful reunion, but of sheer dread. The faces of his familiar ministers and friends all bore an ominous sinister tint. Their features, eyes, ears, nose, hair, skin, hands, and feet no longer resembles human flesh and bone, but appeared more like sculptures. They seemed as if crafted from Tianli clan Ceridia's crystals. Metallic echoes reverberated from their voices, their words ringed like iron. Why? Why is this happening? The question lingered on the tip of his tongue, ready to break free when a distant sound filled the sky. Bells. It was the toll of a bell. It dissolved the chaos, bringing the prolonged dream to a definitive conclusion. The toll of the bell in this extended dream jolts him awake. Getting up from the cold stone, he cradles his head in his hands.
That was quite a long dream.
Life resembles a dream, yet upon awakening, the gleaming goblet, the radiant moon, the pleasant times all vanish. His gaze wanders. Magnificent structures sprawl around him, stretching into the distance. Splendid yet lifeless, devoid of human vitality and warmth. It exudes a funeral stillness reminiscent of a mausoleum. Brushing off the dust from his sleeves, he tightens his grip on the sword. The ancient entanglement that has persisted from a millennia shall be ended here and now. Ooh, that was it? Damn, bro. That is a cliffhanger, alright. That is the last chapter of the main story, and it is a cliffhanger. Holy, that was great. That was so good. My throat hurts. Everything's killing me. The story's good. The cliffhanger is horrible. And now I want to know what's gonna happen, but I guess we have to wait and see. But anyway, guys, if you like, share, subscribe, you know the rest, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye-bye!